Something's a little fishy with the computer, folks. Something's a little fishy over here. Why the fuck is OBS taking 4.5 gigs of memory? It's a little preposterous. Did you clickbait us? Yeah. Expecting you to spend all day cooking up fanspo trades? Well, think again. I'm not opening that website. So I have a lot of RAM. Something's not right here. Something's not adding up. Today's a lesson in clickbait, guys. I'm tired of getting fucking sent these shitty ass tweets from these no-names, nobodies. Is this true? Is this true? Is this true? Is it true? Is it? Is it? If you guys haven't liked the stream yet, make sure you do so. True? Is it true? Did you see that tweet from SM Highlights? You guys see that tweet? Isn't SM Highlights a troll? Hey, yes, you're getting trolled. This tweet has 2.5 million views. Let me explain something to you guys. Okay. This tweet has been sent to me by numerous people, including real life friends of mine. This has 2.5 million views. The parent tweet has 2.5 million views. Okay. I'm in Vegas right now. I just spoke with an agent and something big is happening with the Mavericks. Trade incoming. Wow. Exploding head. This was 3 days ago. All right. Trade coming within the next 48 hours. Stay tuned. Okay. Now, I was scrolling through this guy's. I would trade. Yeah. People are like, yeah, it must be a trade for Darius Garland. It's like, what are you talking about, bro? What do you mean it must be a trade for Like, what are you guys saying? All right. Let me tell you something. Yes, the Mavericks will make a trade or some type of move between now and the start of next season. They'll mess with this 6 months slight illusional club. Me, slightly ankle injury, is happy about LeBron. This is true, guys. The Mavericks will make a move. I know that for certain. In fact, I'd bet the house on it. Why? Because they have to. They officially or reportedly officially signed Dante Exum, and they do not have a space. They don't have the space to do it roster-wise. So, yes, there's going to be a move made between now and the start of the season. What is that move going to be? It's going to be salary dumping Omax. That's it. That's the trade. I'd be shocked if there was a big trade. I can tell you with absolute certainty the Mavericks will not be trading for LeBron James. If LeBron James were to demand a buyout and get bought out, would the Mavericks be all over that? Yes. Are the Mavericks going to trade for LeBron James? Absolutely not. So that's it. The Mavericks are going to try and pawn off Omax, and I think that they already do have some type of deals lined up, just kind of waiting. There's no rush, really. And Omax will be on a new team. That's almost certainly going to be what happens. Okay? Winnigoat? Who the fuck is Winnigoat? So anyways, it's funny because I go through these tweets and this guy's like, I'm at Summer League, bro. Like, what? Yeah, I'm at Summer League, man. And then I got sent this tweet too. Scott Burgess. Who the fuck's this? Mavericks and Cavaliers have agreed to a trade that will break soon. That's what I've been told here at Summer League. Like, what do people think Summer League is? People think that you just walk into Summer League and it's just like GMs are walking around and they're like, hey, yo, what's up, bro? Who are you? Oh, you're just a random fan. Hey, listen, I'm the Cleveland Cavaliers GM. We're actually a big trade's about to happen with the Mavericks. All right, see you, man. Hey, have a good Summer League. Like, is that what people think is going on there? There's just GMs roaming the hall and just like talking out loud. Yeah, what? You want to trade for LeBron James? Okay, we'll trade for LeBron James right now. And you're like, whoa, what the fuck? It's like, whoa, I'm just a random bystander here at Summer League. When someone just came up to me out of nowhere, I'm just a random bystander. Someone came up to me out of nowhere and told me that the Mavericks Cavaliers trade was on. That's what people think's going on. Mavs FC, stay tuned. I mean, this one's an obvious troll. 7.7 million views. Mavs FC, stay tuned in. LeBron James is being traded to the Dallas Mavericks. The deal isn't public yet. No Sham sweep, but behind the scenes, it's done. LeBron, AD, Kyrie. The league is about to be flipped upside down. More info. Stay locked in. Is this a copy pasta? They have 7.7 million views. Everyone knows this is a joke, right? Everyone knows this is a joke, correct? Dallas in number 2. Gafford is en route to Memphis at this rate. Apparently, they'd rather trade Gafford than PJ if possible, but if LeBron gets involved, both might be gone. Then I don't know if Memphis gets both or one would go to the Lakers. It's very confusing. I can barely hear them. So I can barely hear them. They're literally talking like people at Summer League are just like, they're just like in the lobby at the fucking Caesars Palace. Yeah, what's up? LeBron? Yeah. You want Gafford? We'll trade him to Memphis. Okay. PJ, we'd like to keep him if possible. But if LeBron gets involved, then both might be gone. Yeah. Oh, so Memphis gets both? Or one would go to the Lakers. Like, what the fuck? It's not a joke. Have you seen the Bovada odds? I don't. Are those even publicly available on Bovada? I need to get it through you guys' head because I know I've banged the come on LeBron, put your Maverick jersey on. Yeah, it's time to get it on. Yeah, come to Dallas. I know I've banged that drum, but the only way it would happen is a buyout. Okay, that's it. I need you guys to understand that. NBA Central, the Dallas Mavericks are the new favorites to land LeBron James plus 125. So I need you guys to understand one thing. For the Cavaliers to make any type of trade in which they are aggregating salaries, meaning they're sending out more than one person, they need to get so far under the second apron that it's next to impossible. Jesus Christ. Jenkins Shank with the 49.99. Not gonna lie, I just tore my foot ligament again and can't walk and found out I got DVT in my left thigh at the same time. Oof, ouch, but had to support a fellow DVT victim. TBH Spurs fan this season. TBH, wow. DVT is an epidemic, man. Sorry to hear that, brother. And yes, we are DVT brothers, and I thank you for your support. We'll get through this together, all right? I promise you that. We'll get through this together. And yeah, we'll support the Spurs from afar this year. Absolutely. The Spurs should go out and get Damian Lillard. So anyways, all of these different reporting stuff. And then you have the Ari guy. Dallas, I am OG. I want you guys to realize something. If you think to yourself, why is Dallas so often involved in this stuff? Why is Dallas always involved in these tweets? Think back to the dropping dime saga where it was like, yeah, Cat might end up in Dallas. Remember that? Why? Because this fan base is thirsty. It's bloodthirsty online. It wants just one tiny trickle. Just one. Send me an eye emoji. That's all I need to see. They're starving. Now, I did some digging. I tried to figure out what could Ari Report know. Because I'll be honest with you, Ari Report has gotten some stuff right. Now, from afar, I look at Ari Report, and I do think that he kind of just, now if I had to guess, he kind of just speculates on stuff that we already sort of know. And therefore, or is like clearly and obviously going to happen. And that way, when it does happen, you can say, see, I told you guys. For example, the New Orleans Pelicans will fully guarantee Zion's $39 million. Yeah, I mean, no shit. Of course that's going to happen, right? So when this inevitably happens, you can be like, see, I told you guys. It's like, yeah, okay. We already knew that was going to happen. Right? We already knew that. So see, he's doubling back. Memphis Grizzlies Cole Anthony is a contract buyout candidate if the team is unable to materialize the trade for him, sources tell me. Then he can quote tweet that a couple days later with the eye emoji whenever he does get bought out. Dude, his fucking dad, Cole Anthony's dad, was on NBA TV talking about how there was going to be a buyout. Do you guys remember that? That literally happened. Greg Anthony was on NBA TV and was like, yeah, Cole Anthony, buyout guy, something along those lines. Literally the first day the trade happened. So anyways, I don't know. So I did some digging and I'm like, yo, I feel like some little birdies that tweet to me hear similar things to what some little birdies tweet to Ari Report. Okay. And I got the impression, 214 in the number of replies. That's not a secret. I got the impression this tweet was literally for a salary dump to free up a spot for Exum. That maybe they're close to figuring one of those out. I'm telling you, that is what the Mavericks will do, and that will be the end of their season, their offseason. Period. All right? Now, they're a team that surprises us a lot of the times. And hey, if LeBron goes to the Lakers August 1st and is looking at their situations like, you know what? I thought about it long and hard. I don't want to be here this year. This could be my last year. I don't think that we're winning. I'm out. All right. I'm sure we'll hear the Mavs are interested in figuring out a way to make it happen, but they're not going to trade. They're not going to trade for him. Are you officially predicting a boring end to the offseason for the Mavs? I predicted the Mavs would have a boring offseason the entire time, and they have. They've had a boring offseason, all things considered, right? I mean, they got Cooper Flagg. Nothing boring about that, obviously. D'Lo, whatever. But that's it. I did not think the Mavs would, to be fair, I thought the same about the trade deadline. But I really didn't think that they were going to do much of anything in the offseason. I actually said that it'd be boring. Like maybe they'll flip Daniel Gafford for something, but I still consider that a little bit boring. How do we even make room for LeBron realistically? And that's kind of the thing too, is even if LeBron does get bought out, right? The Mavericks would still have to do some tinkering to get him on the team. Like, it's not like they'd be like, all right, bet, vet minimum, let's go. If LeBron's like, I'm not signing a vet minimum, out of principle, I'm not signing a vet minimum. The Mavericks would have to do some clever maneuvering to even open up money or like any type of exception or whatever the case may be. He's not getting bought out. Yeah, and getting bought out doesn't make much sense at all. But I do think if he really demanded to get bought out, that it would be interesting. You know. Just be a little bit interesting. Mavs versus Thunder round 1 next season. We will be there. I do wonder if they try to balance out the front court bodies and back court bodies, but I doubt it. Maybe at the deadline. That Gafford contract is so unbelievably tradable. So unbelievably tradable. I don't know. All of this stuff is hilarious to me. Only because I get sent it, and it's just like, guys, do like some common sense searching here. They're framing this as if GMs are literally walking around Summer League, openly discussing with random fucking people what the trade's gonna be. Can you imagine that? Imagine you're just like, yeah, I'm at the fucking New York. Does that place still exist? Hey, Las Vegas. I haven't been to Vegas in a very long time. I am supposed to go in August. Yeah, I'm just, at the craps table. And what the fuck? Is that Rob Pelinka next to me? And next thing you know, we're shooting the shit. A couple drinks start flowing. And he's telling me their detailed 4-team trade plan. And I can tell you everything that's coming. Like, do you think that's what's happening? Rob Pelinka's like, yeah, in the Jazz, they're going to send a second-round pick, and they're going to get cash consideration. So it's like, all right, let me write that down. Yeah, all right. I ran a Jason Kidd at Summer League, and he said we were getting LeBron. I mean, that's what it is. It's like, hey, kid, huge fan. What's that? LeBron James? Okay, thank you for telling me. That's a hilarious concept. LeBron and Mavs is trending on Twitter. It's because Mavs fans are really online. Why is Chris Move trending? What did my goat do? What happened to my goat? Chris Move beefing with Lowe. How the fuck could you have beef with Chris Smoove? Chris Smoove does not create content better than Jesser or Agent. He is more impactful, but he's not a better content creator. Bro, who the fuck is Jesser? I know who Agent is just because of Twitter. Who is Jesser? How do you... I don't remember Too Hype, no. Come on, man. Chris Smoove is... I mean, he's the GOAT of this shit. Are you being serious? He's the YouTube godfather. Absolutely. When Chris Smoove speaks, you listen. $25 million subs for who? Jesser. This is like when the fucking NBA Instagram account is just shoving that trick shot guy down my throat for 50 posts a day. And I'm like, who is this? Who is this person? 31 million subs? Who is this guy? I can honestly say I've never seen this guy's video. Well, props to him. $20 million views. God damn. Mr. Beast basketball turned into a slop tuber. Was he always like this, or was he like a 2K guy? My team videos. Dude, the 2K pipeline to like being a big YouTuber is kind of crazy, huh? I know Cash. I know Flight. I mean, this guy does look familiar. NBA tries to push them whenever they do their creator exhibition games. I mean, this is like, I'll say this. At least it is like interesting, kind of interesting content, right? I'll give him that. It seems interesting enough. Not really for me, but it is kind of Mr. Beast challenge-y. It's for kids, yeah. Don't ever disrespect Chris Move, though, ever again. Where are you going on? When are you going on your Mr. Beast arc soon? But mine will be a lot more deranged and sinister. Even more than Mr. Beast already is, right? Mine's not going to be like hey, 15 basketball hacks. Mine would be more like 5 Fortune 500 CEOs locked in a basement with one pool cue. One will escape. One will make it out. Why on earth do you use this horrendous browser? I don't. I'm a browser free agent. I don't know. I don't know. So anyways, I'm just annoyed by all of this shit, man. This is just an insane picture. I have to ask, does Noah Songe recover from... I know he played good in this game, but it's difficult for me to imagine him having a good NBA career following this. I just have to be honest with you. Like, I have to be honest. It's hard for me to imagine. That's one of the worst poster pics I've ever seen. And I applaud, dude. I mean, all right. So the thing that came from this poster, and by the way, there's not going to be a LeBron trade. No team is trading for LeBron. It'll be a buyout. All right, that's the end of that. Unless a team like the Knicks decide that they want to trade Cat. I just can't imagine anything else. Kelly Olynyk guy. Here we go. LeBron trade. Lakers get Wiggins, Terry, and Ware. Heat get Braun, Bronny, and Richards. Suns get Connect. So Lakers get Andrew Wiggins, Terry Rozier, and Khalil Ware. I mean, that's just... Is that even possible? Where does that leave them money-wise? So the Heat would be what? Hero. What would be their team? Khalil Ware is what he meant. I believe Kelly Olynyk is a English second language guy. Oh yeah, that's right. Miami has Norm Powell now. I totally forgot about that. That just so Hero, Norm Powell. What? Haywood Highsmith. Hero, Mitchell, Ware, Bam, Powell. I'm trying to think who would say no to that. I low-key think the Heat say no to that. Is that crazy to say? Like, that team's not winning a championship. Not a single team could trade for LeBron and contend versus the Thunder. Yeah, that's... Norman Powell starts over Davon. I think the Heat would say no to that, to be honest with you. Like, I just think they would be like, we're not winning. So what's the point? Anyways. I mean, this dunk was fucking nuts. Johnny Furphy. The picture is just bad shit. That picture is crazy. I've never seen a poster like that. I've never seen a poster like this. People in 3 years will say it's fake. No, I actually saw, and I feel bad laughing at it, but this is one of the funniest replies to a tweet I've ever seen. Because it's so fucking true. It's so true. Johnny Furphy climbed the ladder. This looks like an AI image created by a racist 14-year-old. Oh. The best posters happen in high school hoops for some reason. No, Noah Songe played well. Absolutely, he did. He did. But I mean that is, yeah. I respect it as well. I mean, this is a crazy ass dunk. Like, beyond the obvious meme, the tomahawk is just, bruh.
Be healthy. Oh my goodness. Use alumni, Jim. I need Buddy to be healthy. Use alumni, Jim.
I will say one of my big concerns about Noah Songe, and I'll be honest with you, I barely watched any of the summer league, so I have no idea how he's playing. But just based off his body type, I'm not sure he's gonna be able to put on a lot of muscle. You know what I'm saying? Like, some guys have the frame. Like, Cooper Flagg has the frame of a guy who will put on a bunch of muscle. Giannis had the frame of a guy who's going to put on a bunch of muscle.
Incredible how he brought that ball back. Look at this. Incredible how he brought that.
Dude, what? That is a crazy ass dunk, man. I don't know anything about this guy, but he's like Ingram. No. They're not comparable at all. He's more comparable to like an Obi Toppin. But they're not even really that comparable either. Because Asange's a much better defensive prospect.
That raised the level of energy in this building.
Damn! Just saw LeBron and Nico walk into a Denny's in Dallas. Holy fuck. Really? Can I report that? Mike Hawk, is it all right if I report that? Sources say. All right, I'm going to tweet it out right now. Put your diapers on, everyone. I repeat, put your diapers on. My local source, Mike Hawk, has informed me that LeBron and Nico Harrison were just spotted at a Denny's in downtown Dallas. I've already had to change my diapers since hearing this news. I'm not tweeting this shit. You wanna know what's actually funny though? I tweeted something very similar like once back when my Twitter was small, and let me see if I can find it, man. And I used to troll around the trade deadline frequently. I remember I said something very similar about Cuban, like trying to hype up a trade, and Mark Cuban's brother quote tweeted it, was not very happy. Let me see if I can find it. My diaper is always dirty. Oh, here it is. Why the fuck does this have 251 likes? Back in this day, like me getting 5 likes was good. Just saw and talked to Mark Cuban in line at a Levi's. Let me just say this. I hope you brought an extra pair of pants to work today. Wait, this wasn't it. Look, Brian Cuban, this is it. This is it. Oh, just disappointment. Just pure disappointment in this reply. Like, no, not anger, not even just like, dude, what? Just, just disappointment through and through. Sorry that I let you down that day, Cuban family. July 21st, 2022. What was going on then? Jalen Brunson? Was that the year Brunson left? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Post Jalen Brunson departure. Yep. Hope you brought an extra pair of pants to work today. Oh, man. That was the day we signed JaVale McGee. Swear to God it was. Swear to God. Fuck does this mean? So I was right. So I was right. Make the diapers tweet? No. Who got better offseason, the Rockets, Nuggets, or Clay? Definitely Clay. Who do the Mavs need to attach for LeBron? I got to be real with you. All these proposed LeBron trades where it's like Gafford's going, PJ's going, whoever the fuck else is going, the whole team's going. And it's like, and the Mavs get LeBron. I'm thinking, and? LeBron and what? How many picks? Like, what else? And Bronny. Okay. So they got some small heads. All right, I forget. All right, that's fine. Bronny's fine. Bronny's a good throw-in. Lakers only have one first-round pick and one pick swap, so they weren't able to afford much on top. That's fine. Give me both of those. Bronny's the gold that was sewn in the seams of the metaphorical jacket of LeBron. You got a poet in the chat. We got a poet in the chat. All right, what's going on with all these surgeries, man? I mean, you can't sit here and lie and tell you that I'm not. You know, you can tell me that this is a standard procedure. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm not concerned about Derek Lively at this juncture. Just because, you know, the injuries are racking up. What's up with this LeBron to Dallas favorite craze? Because these like random fucking nobodies know that they can go on Twitter. And when I say nobodies, I'm not meaning that offensive. I'm saying the people who do not know things, right? And they know that they can just like aura farm on Twitter basically, and Mavs fans are just so desperate for anything.
We knew this was
having bone spurs removed.
I reported after the season this was possible. Bummer to see it, but yeah, we knew this was. We knew that he wasn't, you know, even when he was coming back and playing some, that there were complications still ongoing with his situation.
Yeah, so having bone.
Yeah, I think now somebody who is smart and medical proficient in the chat, tell me, are bone spurs not a pain tolerance thing at that point? And I could be wrong on that. Or is that something you can make worse over time? Bone spurs don't even hurt? Bone spurs do just go away, and yes, you can just power through them. I start med school next year, so I'll come back to you then. All right, that sounds good. We'll wait. We'll wait for your answer. Unfortunately, exercise can exacerbate bone spur symptoms, and a spur can even break off and lodge itself in your joint's lining. Ugh. I ran into Omax at Summer League and said we're getting Giannis. Holy fuck. Yeah, well, I ran into Omax at Summer League and was just like, hey, what's up, bro? He's like, hey, I'm getting traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Oh, okay, bet. Good luck. They are bone growth. It's like having a rock in your shoe. So yeah. I know bone spurs can be really, 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 really painful. I just don't know. Is that more of a pain thing, or is that a like, hey, you shouldn't be playing on this at all because it can get way worse? Well, anyways, hopefully he's back and ready to go. I mean, just a little, you know, the injury stuff is racking up with him. It's just the truth, man. Retro with the $9.99. Yo, it's Marcel. This is my alt. Did you tell him the spicy LeBron news I told you? No, I did not. The spicy LeBron news is that he's actually on his way to Saudi Arabia. Yep, the new league is starting soon, and LeBron's done. He's on his way to Dubai. All right, him and Luka. That's why Luka's not signing an extension, guys. He's going overseas. He's going to get $700 million from the Saudis, and they're going to start their own league. So, buckle up, guys. That's only half a joke. Do you guys remember that tiny brief saga where it was like there was multiple people who were just like adamant? And I'm not, it was like what's his name? Rob Perez. Oh, there was somebody else I forgot. Somebody else was, and then was it, I think Bill Simmons like floated out the idea in like a weird way where it was like, yo, there's just rumblings about a Saudi Arabia league. And I think it was Rob Perez. who was like, this is happening. I don't believe it, but it is kind of funny. Bill Simmons did just straight say it was going to happen eventually. I think like LeBron and them starting one of those makes sense, but Rob Perez was like, Luka is going there. If the Saudi League allows players to smoke during the game, Luka might go, yeah, maybe. The Jenkins shake. You did $49.99. That's significant. I'm gonna put you on my cast. DVT, bro. DVT, brother. You're going on the cast. I'm just gonna put Jaja. Jaja. DVT, bro. Heart. Gafford's trending on Twitter. The fuck's Gafford trending on Twitter? Marcel with the 999. Did you tell your chat we're playing 2K to raise money for flood victims? Yeah, I am going on. I mean, have you advertised this yet? I don't want to spoil. I don't want to steal your thunder. But Marcel's doing another 24-hour stream, August 1st. I'm gonna hop on. I'm gonna have Marcel on here soon too. Hey, Ank, have you looked at the new Fantastic Four skins? Fantastic Four skins. Fantastic Four skins. Is that a real fucking thing? Before I search that up and regret the results. What am I supposed to type in? Fantastic foreskin. This is why we got off Bing, by the way, guys. Because a penis would appear. Like, if we were on Bing, a penis would pop up. Like, that's just the truth. Dude, that was one of the craziest things. I still can't, like, thank God that was not on the main screen. Latest update on LeBron James situation. Oh, look, we got a whole trade. Mavs, Lakers, Jazz, 3-team blockbuster being finalized. Mavs get LeBron. Lakers receive Clay, PJ Washington. Question mark, Kyle Anderson, Najee. 2029 first. Jazzy of Vanderbilt and picks. What? Nico need to move countries? That would be such a horrific deal. That would be such a terrible trade. Dude, the fact that Fortnite is still going this strong is just crazy to me. Fantastic Four Fortnite release. When does that movie come out? Unction plus Cooper be fire. Team would be shit. Just call a spade a spade. July 25th. That's a day after I get my cast off. I'm going to be turning the fucking town up, baby. I'll tell you that much. I'm going to be out and about. I love Fantastic Four so much as a kid. Low-key holding on hope for this one, just purely on nostalgia. I mean, it should be pretty good, right? Low-key, a Bron trade for the Lakers would be amazing. Yes, I agree. All of these proposed LeBron trades are just like the Lakers are getting away with highway robbery in every single one of them. Are you going to start walking immediately or not? No, they said you probably wouldn't be walking for the first few days. Just getting used to it and stuff. But you know, I've actually been putting more weight on it. Just like when I'm sitting down like this. I used to just have it to where like I didn't want my foot even touching the ground, but now I'm just like sitting normally and stuff. Oh, so the lively stuff reminds me. Paul George. And these are the ones you got to look out for. So the whole all right, let's delete all of these fucking shits. A player got surgery to clean up something that happened during the season. That's one thing. Right. These are the ones that you got to monitor. No. I know they said clean up. Philadelphia 76ers star Paul George underwent a successful arthroscopic procedure on his left knee Monday to treat an injury suffered during a recent workout. These are the ones that are a little concerning. An injury suffered at a recent workout, had a procedure, is doing a rehab program, and will be reevaluated prior to the start of training camp. Didn't he just get another surgery recently too? And then, Embiid hasn't even been cleared for basketball stuff yet. Are these the two worst contracts in the league? See, Paul George podcast roasted him on his availability. No, I did not see that. I think these are the two worst contracts in the NBA. Paul George probably about to have the most obvious bounce back I've ever seen. Oh, that's brutal. This was dated July 13th, 11:09 p.m. Oh, man. Not even 24 hours later. Not even 24 hours later. Yeah, this is funny because look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was in lockstep here. I shitted on the Clippers for letting Paul George walk. And in my defense, I think looking back on it, I think my main gripe with that was, well, this was the end of their era, and you just have to view it as an abject failure because of all the stuff they gave up to make that era happen, and Paul George leaves for nothing. You know, I don't think I was all that against them not bringing back Paul George. I think part of my thought process, too, was like, well, if you're going to pay Kawhi that much money, knowing that he's almost certainly never going to be healthy for a playoff run, then why not just pay Paul George and run it back? But they definitely, that was definitely the right move.
And how will it impact the rest of PG's offseason? When exactly did this injury occur, and how will it impact the rest of PG's offseason here?
Malik, I'm told Paul George suffered the injury during an on-court workout last week, and it led to him visiting a doctor on Friday. And the decision was made to undergo arthroscopic surgery because the doctors felt like this would be an injury that would linger for a player that was never healthy all last year. Paul George's season ended rehabbing from injections on groin and knee injuries. He had a finger injury during the season as well. And so now he starts rehab for this knee injury, and he will be reevaluated at the start of this upcoming training camp. But I am told both sides will be cautious with him. They want to see Paul George return to that full form Paul George they just have not seen in Philadelphia. So I do expect both sides to be cautious from this injury that Paul George suffered last week.
Okay, so this is essentially so that they can hopefully see that full-strength Paul George that we're all waiting for in Philadelphia that never quite...
I'm telling these are the ones right here. It's like, yeah, he got injured, and they're going to see. They want him back fully healthy start of the season. They just want him healthy. Those are the ones, man. I can't even move because I got a shit so bad. What are we supposed to do about that? See Nico trying to rush back Kyrie? No. Let's see what the Sixers subreddit's saying. It's always a pretty fun. It's always a pretty fun place.
Built on a Philadelphia 76ers are built on a flimsy foundation. They are built on a foundation of two max players who might be the two worst value contracts in the NBA. And it is not about talent. Joel Embiid and Paul George are incredibly talented players. It doesn't matter if you're doing that sitting on the bench in street clothes. Philadelphia 76ers are built on a flimsy foundation. They are built on a foundation of two max players who might be the two worst value contracts in the NBA. And it is not about talent. Joel Embiid and
Jesus. A timeline of trauma. 24-25 Sixers medical chronology. Here we go. October 2024. Following the Olympics. Dude, this was crazy. I forgot about this shit. Wait, when did Embiid sign that contract? Was that last offseason? When did Embiid sign that shit? Joel Embiid contract extension signed. 2024, September 2024. 3-year, $193 million with, for what I understand, all guaranteed, right? There's no like injury clauses or anything like that. Following the Olympics and signing a 3-year extension, Embiid reveals he is a limited participant in training camp with knee soreness as he ramps up for the season. I mean, and remember, he was playing in the Olympics with that knee thing. I believe, if memory serves correctly, that 23-24 season, dealing with injuries at the end of it, went to the Olympics, was clearly dealing with a knee injury. Everyone was just kind of like, dude, chill out a little bit. November 2024, after hyperextending his knee in the preseason. Oh, I forgot that happened. And missing the first 5 games of the season in October, Paul George missed more games in late November because of the knee. November 2024, Embiid misses the first 6 games of the opener with left knee injury management and 3 more games after a fight with Marcus Hayes. Oh, man, that was last year? It feels like that was years ago. That felt like that was 2-3 years ago when he punched that guy. December 2024. And this is part of the unlucky shit with Embiid right here. The knee stuff, chronic. And he's never going to be 100%. Embiid suffers a sinus fracture after getting hit in his face. Now, maybe he just has a fragile face. How many different face fractures has Embiid dealt with? He also reportedly sprained his foot on the Christmas Day game against the Celtics. December 2024, Jared McCain cruises into Rookie of the Year, tears meniscus, and game against the Pacers, out for the year. January 2025, Embiid misses 15 consecutive games with a sprained foot. Injury designation later changed to left knee injury management. Embiid's, he had that, what's that called? Bell's palsy? He had that. What year is it? Was it against the Raptors that one year when he was dealing with a fracture somewhere in his face? George suffers a mallet pinky finger injury, causing him to miss 5 games and take injections to deal with the pain. February 2025, Sixers announce Embiid is medically unable to play, shut him down for the rest of the year. How many games did Embiid end up playing last year? Wasn't it like 15 or some shit like that? I think we're at 50% games played for him in his career. 19 games. Coming off of only playing 39 the year before. That's right. He had that torn meniscus the year before. And still played in the Olympics, even though it was clear that he was still dealing with all that shit. And that's right. That Knicks series, he was dealing with like 12 different ailments. I remember that now. April 2025, Embiid gets arthroscopic surgery on his left knee. July 2025, George undergoes arthroscopic knee surgery for an injury sustained during an offseason workout. July 25, VJ Edgecombe sprained his left thumb during a summer league game. All right, the thumb sprain, really? All right, we don't need to include that one. Everyone blames Ben Simmons for losing that series when Embiid had a stinker of a game, was quick to use Ben as a scapegoat. No, I agree. I didn't think Embiid was very good in that Hawks series either. He averaged like 8 turnovers a game or some crazy ass shit like that. I did not think he was very good. And Quentin Grimes still floating around out there. I mean, they'll bring him back, I think. The longer this Quentin Grimes saga lasts, the better for them, I think. It is what it is. PG was a high risk, high reward signing that didn't work out. At least we have Maxey, McCain, and VJ. Yeah, that is true. If they didn't have like a legitimately solid trio, the only problem is I saw a tweet yesterday that was going around, and it was like somebody trying to hype up this Sixers starting five. It was like a TikTok edit. And it was like, you know, it had that funk music. Dun, 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 dun. And it was Maxey, McCain, Edgecombe, Paul George, and Embiid. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, damn. When healthy, that team fucking sucks. Team's terrible. 3 guards and Paul George playing the 4? That team's awful. Team's genuinely horrible. But it is nice to have VJ, McCain, and Maxey, though. At the very least. Because what is the... Don't sleep on Bana. Yeah, and they lost Yabusele. And like, I get wanting to bring back Grimes because Grimes is a better asset than Yabusele. But, you know, God, they're so small. Where is their size? Let's take a peek here at this salary cap table. God damn, that Embiid money. 55 this year, 57, 62, 67. Paul George, 51, 54, 56. That's 3 straight years paying those guys $110 million plus. Maxey, 37, 40, 43, 46. I mean, that's fine. Outside of that, they've got those big threes in contracts, and they don't really have much outside of that. But damn, Grimes they'll bring back. We'll see what that looks like. Can't imagine that's too crazy. Do they come close to how much you make annually slightly? They're pretty close. All 3 of these guys combined. Around 200. Paul George is the worst contract in the entire league. Maxey is totally fine, to be honest. But what about when McCain wants his bread? Is Paul George worse than Embiid? His contract? Yes, right? I mean, I'm not touching either of these with a 10-foot pole. But I'm trying to think if one of these guys got traded and it's like, whoa, what the fuck? They're taking on that contract. And by the way, I don't think the Sixers would trade Embiid only because you're probably not getting a huge return, 1, and 2. Like, you trade him, you're probably not going to be very good. You have him on your team and he's hurt, you're not going to be very good. But then there is the small percentage chance it's like, hey, Embiid was healthy this year and he was really good. So, yeah, I think that's it. A team could talk themselves into Embiid, even though it's a little bit more expensive and it's a year longer. But I think teams could talk themselves into Embiid. I don't think Paul George, what are you talking yourself into exactly? It's like Paul George is 35 years old now, which is kind of crazy to think about. It's just going to turn around for him. Like, is it just going to turn around? Oh, Embiid will get his jersey retired. Absolutely. Absolutely. And now the question is, yeah, I've heard that E5 that like Embiid's injury is like genuinely career altering, right? But if you're him, and this is, you know, I don't know, this is kind of morbid to talk about, but it's like, look at how much money you're owed over the next 4 years. I've seen people say he might have to retire. That sounds like wishful thinking. If I'm being brutally honest, that sounds like wishful thinking from the Sixers side. Because like, if I'm Embiid, even if I play 20 games a season and I'm just constantly rehabbing, we're talking about what, $200 million over the next 4 years? $200 million. If I just soldier up, just do a bunch of rehab, you know, load manage, I'm getting $200 million over the next 4 seasons. Unless it's some shit like, dude, I'm telling you right now, like, you're not going to be able to walk in the next 10 years if you keep playing. Unless it's something like really sad like that. You hear that sometimes with like football players where it's like, yeah, they told me like I wouldn't be able to walk by the time I'm 40 if I still played. That's how Romo was. Remember that? Romo's back injuries were so bad. If that's the case, it's a medical retirement. I imagine Embiid will still get his money. Yeah, how does that work? Joel could put up 35, 15, 10 through the All-Star break and it won't matter unless he can stay healthy through the playoffs. He's going to be fine. We'll go to the playoffs as a 3 seed. Embiid is healthy and cooking, and VJ goes up for a vicious putback dunk, and Embiid and needs Embiid in the face, breaking his cheekbone. I don't like to laugh at that, but that really is. That really is like the shit that happens to Embiid. They should go back to not letting McMahon on TV. He's a troll and a complete moron. This is how you know an ESPN talking head is correct. This right here is how you know somebody has said something correct. What is wrong with what he just said? Kind of amazing how there's a national media consensus that Joel Embiid's career is just over. I mean, it's not that. It's just it's entering the Kawhi phase where it's like nobody's going to go into the season banking on Embiid being healthy in the playoffs. That's it. You know, nobody's going to be like, well, the Sixers. If Embiid's healthy, you just get laughed at immediately right then and there. If Embiid and Paul George can stay on the floor, all right, well, they can't. So that ends your argument. Same thing, and I'm reaching this with the Clippers. I always kind of talk myself in the Clippers. I'm out. I'm done with them. Just because last year I was done with them and then they exceeded my expectations by a ton. I think I had them missing the play-in tournament. I don't remember exactly. But, well, if Kawhi's healthy and blah, 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 and Harden doesn't poop and pee his pants in the playoffs, all right, well, neither of those things will happen. Okay? Harden will shit in his pants in the playoffs, guaranteed, and Kawhi will be dealing with some type of injury of some sort that either limits him or causes him to miss time. And to be fair, Kawhi was like the healthiest he's been in the playoffs in years last year, and they still lost in round 1. But James Harden was classic pooping in his pants. Same thing with the Pelicans. Well, if they're healthy, well, they won't be healthy. So let's just end the conversation right then and there. Like, what's the point of even talking about this? It's well past the Kawhi stage at this point. It almost seems to be consensus Embiid will never truly get over the injuries among those in the know. Ugh. That makes me sad, honestly. Lil Ness with the 499. Me and my wife watch your content. We love your videos and talk about your takes often. Here's to my 2-year anniversary and to your speedy recovery. Hell yeah, Nessa. I love to hear that. Love to hear that. Family bonding over slightly biased. Incredible. Just a reminder, the GM purposely punted a season of Joe's prime in order to build a last year's exact roster and max 34-year-old Paul George. I want to segue this into a take I have, but I'm worried about it, and I want to make sure I phrase it properly because people freak out at me. But I voiced these concerns long before the fateful night of February 1st, 2025. I voiced these concerns long before that. With Luka, similar. Look, Luka's injury history up until this point in his career doesn't even come close to sniffing Joel Embiid's. I get that entirely. All right? But I felt similarly to this when it's like we're gonna build for 2027. We're gonna have and I'm just thinking to myself, I don't know if Luka is just like this guy that you pencil in is going to be healthy for the next 6-7 years. I'm not like the last 3 or 4 years, 2-3 years have been were concerning to me, and I was voicing these concerns long before the trade happened. Right? So like this idea that like, yeah, we'll build around like 2027. It's like, dude, I don't know how many years I'm just willing to openly waste in Luka's prime. Unlike Kyrie and AD, bastions of health. I never said those guys were healthy. And that's why I said I got to word this, because then people flip that and like, yeah, well, AD's always hurt. Yeah, I know. Kyrie's always hurt. I know. I don't get when people like, they're like, yeah. It's like, also sometimes I'll shit on Rob Pelinka, be like, yo, yeah, well, Nico sucks. And it's like, yeah, okay. And? Like, what do you think you're getting off on? Like, what do you think you're one-upping me? Like, I'm going to sit here and argue with you? I know. Rob Pelinka sucks. Yeah, so does Nico. But it's like, yeah, they both fucking suck. They're butt buddies. They suck. They're suck buddies. They suck together. They're fucking terrible. They're the terror twins. They're both god-awful. And guess what? You want to know something? Nico's better. He is. He's just flat out better as a GM. Rob Pelinka's god-awful. He's dog shit. He's horrific at it. He's god-awful at GMing of a sports team. If they were located in Iowa, they'd win 15 games a year. Full stop. That's how fucking bad he is at his job, okay? He's horrible. He's atrocious. Just throwing that out there. People forget that Luka played with men since he was 14. His body will naturally break earlier than most players unless his freak of nature like LeBron. Well, also, another thing that made me voice concerns, I did not feel like he took his body seriously. And maybe he's changing that now, which would help him out tremendously. Colby with the $1.99. I financed the hat with Klarna, and now I'm in debt. Well, take that up with your bank. I don't know what to tell you. Klarna. Is that even an option on there? Klarna. Well, Kyrie's not getting paid all the money my owner has left to spend, whereas Luka was about to be worth that. I'd pay him, but it's worth considering. What if he doesn't? No, I mean, you still, in my opinion, you still give Luka the contract, even if you're worried about injury stuff. Like, that's just whatever. Right, whatever. Luka fat, so no health for him. Am I right slightly? No, that's not what I'm saying. The lingering leg injuries were becoming concerning to me, right? And I just had my concerns. That was it. I wasn't saying trade him. I wasn't saying don't sign him. I was just growing concerned, which is why earlier in the season when people were so upset that his usage rate was declining, I was like, this is good. Dude, this is good. His mileage needs to come down. His usage needs to tone down. Okay? The fact of the matter is, and he's been a playoff killer, but the last 3 playoff runs now at this point that Luka's been on, he came into it dealing with some type of leg injury. That's just the truth. I also took out a payday loan and put it all on LeBron getting traded to the Mavs because I believe in Bovada odds on Twitter. Take a second mortgage out on your house right now. That's all that's next. So I was saying all that to say, like, to piggyback off of this point where it's just like, that's the risk you run when you punt seasons, you know? I also want to say this like idea that the Lakers are punting. I'm not sure what else they could have done realistically. And Nick kind of made this point, and this is definitely from LeBron's camp. I think I saw Nick tweet something like it, where it was like, yeah, they're building around Luka, not LeBron. It's like, well, all they did was bring in DeAndre Ayton and Jake LaRavia. Like, what does that mean? Like, it's not like they, and I know Luka wanted Ayton, but it's not like, you know, they went and had a gigantic offseason overhaul to build around Luka's desired needs. Like, they got DeAndre Ayton and Jake LaRavia. And funny enough, let one of Luka's best friends walk for nothing and got mad at him. Like, they got mad at each other. I mean, there's still months left in the offseason. Yeah, that's true. But historically speaking, once you get to mid-July, there'll be some stuff that happens. There always is. But you're pretty much done at this point. What's happened's kind of happened. And if there was something we were kind of waiting on, we would already sort of know. Like because the Jazz, they traded Donovan Mitchell and Gobert. That was later in the offseason, wasn't it? The Donovan Mitchell trade was in September. But we knew it was coming, though. Yeah, and the trade deadline is like the new free agency. It's when the biggest shit happens, it feels like at this point. Sham's really hyped up this mediocre offseason for nothing. I really think at the time when everybody was hyping that up, I think reporters and everybody thought it was like a foregone conclusion. Giannis was going to get traded. I think that's what happened. I think people were like, there's no way Giannis doesn't ask out. And then we looked around and it was like, yeah, the East is going to suck after Giannis gets traded. Then you sit down and you look at it more and it's like, damn, the East is going to fucking suck anyways. Like, the Bucks might just be a 4 seed next year on accident. Those Lakers expiring at the deadline are pretty good. No, yeah, they are. And I get what they're doing, trying to free up cap space and stuff. Just don't know how much that works anymore. Because the reality is, guys going to free agency, think about it, it's players like Paul George. Those are the guys who are like hitting free agency nowadays, who aren't like getting locked up by their teams. Because the strat now is, if we want to keep this guy, we're going to lock him up. And if this guy doesn't want to lock up with us, then we'll trade him. Because we're not going to lose him for nothing. We're not losing an asset for nothing. So the guys who get the free agency nowadays are just not, they're not that good. But I guess you could have sign and trades. I mean, you could absorb guys in your salary space and trades. So having salary space does open you up to a lot of possibilities. You just don't see like contending teams have salary space nowadays. There was none this year. Last year it was the Sixers. The Sixers were in that like really unique position. What are the top 5 free agents for 27? I mean, off the top of my head, summer 2027, I have no idea. I mean, has Fox extended yet? He was one of the big ones, wasn't he? Or is he 2026? NBA free agents. The thing with this though is like almost all of these guys will almost certainly get locked up. Right? Certainly these guys will get locked up. Steph, Giannis. I mean, none of these guys are hitting open market free agency. Like maybe Paul George is picking up that player option. I'll tell you that. Oh, Bradley Beal. Wait, I saw a tweet today that made my jaw drop. I saw a tweet today that made my fucking jaw drop. It was somebody. It was this dude on Fox. What's his name? It's not Cowherd. It's another dude who's just a bad take machine. And it was like, if Bradley Beal ends up on the Lakers, it's game over. It's like, what? What? Bradley Beal? That Bradley Beal? I mean, this list looks good. This list looks good. But you have to remember, like, these guys are not hitting free agency, man. They're just not doing it. Just not doing it. Beal the missing piece. Broussard said Ayton is better than Jokic. No, he didn't. No, he did not. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that. Even for Broussard. Are you confident in this current Mavs roster? Confident in what exactly? Like confident what? I think they'll be competitive. I don't think they're a championship contender. But I really don't care. Cooper Flag, that's the only thing I care about. Period. Jason McIntyre, I think that's right. Wait, Jason McIntyre said that Ayton was better than... Jokic? Oh, I remember this. I remember this quote. This was the guy who said the Beal thing I was just talking about.
DeAndre Ayton. And I know a lot of people instantly poo-pooed this deal as, this is no big deal. Ayton's a malcontent. He would come out of games and slam chairs down. He'd be late to rehab. This is how much DeAndre Ayton hated it in Portland. He forfeited $10 million to get out of town. Let's just say DeAndre Ayton through his first 7 seasons is kind of sort of a top 8 center in the league. I mean, listen, look at these stats right here. 15 and 10 and 50%.
Then you watch the game.
Shooting in the last 7 seasons. Jokic is an MVP. Giannis is an MVP. AD's all NBA. Joel Embiid has an MVP. These are all great players. DeAndre Ayton's in that class with them. He just obviously was in Portland, so nobody paid attention.
Who is that for? I don't understand these shows because, like, if you've watched 1 second of basketball, you would your response to that would be what? Like your response to that it wouldn't even be like a fun rage bait. It would just be like a what? What are you saying, bro? What are you saying? You just mentioned not only some of the best players in the league, but you just mentioned all guys who are like top 75 players in the history of the game. And then you said Ayton's in that tier. What? I know I'm talking about it, but I'm just saying, like, I don't understand who that content's for. Like, if I saw that on TV, I'd be like, what the fuck is this guy saying? This is from Discord. Dude, that is insane. I cannot get over that shit. Come on, bro. Oh, come on, bro. Will you be watching Eurobasket? Hell yeah, I'll be watching Eurobasket. Is Assange going to be over there? Is he going to be over there? Could he technically... Hey, could Berenger... You guys correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really follow this stuff. Could Berenger play for the Slovenian team? Because didn't he play over there? So couldn't he be nationalized? I'd be crying if I was the guy that got dunked on. Hey, man, he went up there and contested it. That's all that matters. All right? Berenger could play for Slovenia. That would be interesting. I mean, their center like situation's horrible. Do they still have Toby? If Ayton wasn't good, how is he average a double-double, and why isn't other scrubs doing it? If Ayton was as good as that guy just said, why have two teams shipped him the fuck away for nothing? Why did a Phoenix Suns team that was trying so hard to contend ship him away when he was, 23 years old for Nurkic? Need to ask for a passport, but it takes too long. You can expedite a passport. Well, to be fair, they didn't know. Nobody knew Kamar was going to be that good that early. Search the Slovenia team up? No. I mean, why? I'm not going to know any of the guys. Basketball. Let's see. Are these official? No, these aren't. Luka's not on here. These aren't official. I don't know what these are. These are like their qualifying team's roster. Job openings. Eurobasket job openings? Let's see. Are these teams that need players? All right. Job market. Who needs a player? Who needs one? Slovenia, Russia. I mean, all these countries are having open men's league job market. Like, you can just send in your resume here. Let's see, man. I'd love to join one of these. Let's talk about my heritage for a second. Germany. They need somebody? They do. Germany BBL. If I can make that happen. Aw. What the fuck is this?
Just shut up, nigga. You was just first. You're not good. You were just first. Being first don't make you good, nigga. We have that conversation on Twitter all the time.
Paul with the $5. President of basketball operations, slightly biased. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lock me in. Join Slovenia and put in a good word for Luka joining Orlando. What does that guy mean Chris Smoove wasn't good? Chris Smoove was the GOAT. I mean, who else was doing what Chris Smoove was doing at the time? With the auto-tune, the soundboard. Whatever happened to the 3-and-D guy Mavs were supposed to get from Portland? Matisse Thybulle? Oh, I've seen Lakers fans lusting for him. Damo's an idiot. I remember some trash takes of his in this opposite. Never heard of him. Lakers fans want everyone. True. Oh, I saw today the guys, I'm starting to talk myself into Maxey. We've all been there. We've all been there. I've been there where it's like, guys, we are kind of forgetting about Maxey. Guys, God, like if Maxey's out there, you got to at least respect him. That was funny when Maxey's first and only game, right? Did he only play one game for them? That game 5? He's better than Hayes. Well, that bar is in hell. I mean, that bar is literally in hell. One game. And how many minutes did he end up getting? Oh, only 4. But that wasn't like garbage time. They sent his ass out there. You know, they sent his ass out there. If Maxey had THJ's confidence, Maxey's just on and off. Like, if he had THJ's confidence, I think that'd be really bad. Just because his shot can be so fucked sometimes, you know? Sometimes his shot can be so bad that, yeah. I don't know if you'd want him to just let it fly. Because sometimes when he's not feeling it, his misses are bad. Sometimes the last 3 years. Yeah, but there's just something when the playoffs start, man, this guy just locks the fuck in. That is truth. I'll give Lakers fans that, and I'll attest to that. He was huge for the Clippers, or in that series against the Clippers before he got hurt. He was huge. Watch some Fanspo? No. What's the point of Fanspo right now? There's nothing. Yeah, his series against the Jazz, that was incredible as well. Maxey had some great moments. Did he not save his pal minutes against the Wolves? Yeah, he came back from that shoulder injury. How many games did he miss from that? He got hurt against the Clippers. When did he come back? Yeah, the tail end. Yeah, that's right. He did come back for that after Lively got hurt, missed that game. Against the Wolves. And then he was back to playing 20 minutes. Like, Maxey played a lot of minutes for the Mavs, the playoffs. Like, he was just always super important for them. Tim with the $5. Possible trades for LeBron's Knicks. Trade Cat for him. Cavs, Hunter and Allen. No, I think it'd have to be Hunter, Allen, and Garland. Because in order for the Cavs to aggregate contracts, they have to get under the second apron in that trade. So it'd have to be like $70 million worth of contracts or something like that. So I've been dreaming about a LeBron Kyrie reunion for 10 years. If Nico makes this happen, I'll buy a Nico jersey. Well, it ain't happening. I think LeBron trying to force his way on the Mavs is realistic. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with the LeBron stuff. I really don't. I think he's unhappy, but I don't think he's going to leave. How about that? And I'm telling you right now, the LeBron stuff's not done. There will be rumors. There will be speculation until the end of times about this shit. I think there's real smoke between this being like, wow. And everyone's reported this. Like, yeah, this is it. This isn't going to end ceremoniously, more than likely. Sally doing anything to deny LeBron and the Mavs. I would love LeBron and the Mavs if he got bought out. Yeah, that'd be fucking amazing. I would love it. I just don't think it's happening. I'd be a huge advocate of it. I wouldn't want to trade for him. You know? I wouldn't want to trade for him. There's a real chance the Lakers are in the play-in outside the playoffs next year, and LeBron demands to get either traded or bought out by December. I don't see them being like out of the playoffs. I can't. That would be. That's a bridge too far for me. All right. Anything else? Any other important topics to go over? Any other important topics to go over? Because I've got. Is it slightly biased media corner hour? Slightly biased media corner. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Vent to us. I don't have much to vent about. But I've got some letterboxed updates. Hearing Miami, the team. Well, you're hearing it? Are you at Summer League and they're just openly talking about what's happening? That's what everyone's saying. Yeah, Golden State's actually having a weird offseason in the sense that what are they doing? I've got some I almost said Al Horford updates. I don't have any Al Horford updates. I've got some letterboxed updates, and I've got a Sopranos. I finished Sopranos. Where should we start? Should we start with Sopranos? No, I haven't seen Superman yet, but I am going to see Superman whenever I'm just like a little bit more mobile. Nico just DM'd me. We got him. Hell yeah. Where were you when Rashawn Holmes got waived? With your mother. Look at DMs. The concept of NBA GMs telling fans in Summer League there's a big move incoming. Yeah. That shit is hilarious. Like, dude, I just landed at Summer League, dude, and I'm just being told every rumor there is. That's part of the Summer League experience, guys. What is it, like $100 and something for a day pass or some shit like that? Not only do you get that and you get to go to the games, but you get updated on every single NBA rumor there is, no matter what. It doesn't matter if you don't have to be an insider. You don't even have to have a Twitter account. You just show up and they tell you stuff. That's the part of Summer League that everybody loves. You just walk in there and it's like, hello, here's your pass. Enjoy the day. So the latest news and updates is it looks as though there's a trade coming between the Cavs and the Mavs. All right, have a good one. Enjoy your games today. The Shams experience? Yeah. Orlando Summer League was cool. They don't tell you rumors there, though. They don't tell you rumors. All right. Basketball talk is coming to a close. There's not much else to say. I'm sad. I'm sad to report this, that I finished Sopranos because I love it. I love the universe. I loved being with all of our characters. Why do they got Dr. Melfi like behind this door like she's a ghost or some shit? I loved being in this universe. I love being entrenched in this universe, okay? I finally finished binging it. Took me about 2 months to watch all 6 seasons. It's a 10 out of 10 show. I think it's one of the best pieces of media I've ever seen. Okay? And I'm not a cinephile. I haven't watched every show. I've seen like what most people consider some of the best. Breaking Bad. Never got around to Better Call Saul. Never watched The Wire. Maybe I haven't seen a lot of stuff. But this is one of the best things I've ever watched. Is it my favorite show ever? I don't know. It's up there. I still think Succession is my number one personally. But this show's up there. Fuck, it's so good. the ending is, in my opinion, right? And I already knew what the ending was, so I wasn't like spoiled or anything like that. Maybe it's different if you don't know what the ending is. And we're gonna mention some spoilers. If you don't know what the ending is, I could see how it could confuse you. I already knew the ending was there. What the ending was. I thought the ending was great, personally. And maybe it's because I already knew what it was, so the lead up to it, I'm catching all of the cues throughout the show that's kind of hinting at what's going to happen in the final episode. So when it just goes to black, that to me lined up with everything the show was leading up to at that point. Him and Bobby literally had a conversation in one of the first episodes of season 6 where they talk about that exact content, that they talked about that exact concept. Don't spoil, please. If you don't, I'm spoiling The Sopranos. I'm sorry. Paul with the $5. The quality of Sopranos is amazing considering how coked up its star was during a good portion of the last couple of seasons. Yeah, James Gandolfini was fucking unbelievable. I mean, Tony is such a well-written character and so well acted. Like do you even root for Tony? Do you even root for Tony? I don't know if I would say that. You do root for him. But he's so evil. Like, there's no way around it, especially towards the end of season 6. And this becomes like a plot line with Dr. Melfi talking to her psychiatrist, them talking about the psychopaths and stuff like that. It becomes clear and obvious. Tony is an absolute psychopath. He doesn't give a fuck about anybody at all. But in season 6, they really trumped it up where it's like, he's evil. I mean, and there's not even like a shred of doubt anymore, even in the imagery. All of the devil stuff, the smoke rising, that one scene when Chris is, Chris. That one scene where Chris is talking about his daughter and everyone's laughing, and then they go to Tony and the smoke's rising up out of his face. Oh! So fucking cool. And then after he kills Chris, and then he goes to the casino, and then the devil's on the slot machines, and then his gambling luck picked up. Like, I interpreted that as Tony literally made a deal with the devil. Tony made a deal with the devil. He kills Chrissy. And to be fair, so from what I understand, medical experts chime in here. Chris was going to die. Right? I mean, from what I understand, once you start coughing up blood, aren't you pretty much a goner? No? High chance? I think Chris was probably dying. Doc said he could have made it. Okay. All right. Anyways, I interpreted that following by him immediately going to Vegas casino, him hooking up with one of Chris's old Gumars, doing peyote, and then screaming, "I get it!" I took that as him making a deal with the devil there. I mean, his Guma, his gambling luck picks up immediately. Damn. What an unbelievable character. I don't know. It's up there with some of the best characters in the history of television. And I think it might be the best, like, out of everyone I've seen. Who'd you root for if you didn't root for Tony? Do you root for anybody in this show? I mean, everybody has their own points of being almost irredeemably evil. But the show's so well written, you connect so well with the characters over the course of the show that you still end up rooting for him. Like, Chris does some irredeemable shit, right? Like how he treats Adriana at times. I mean, just being physically abusive to her, right? Like literally strangling her nearly to the point of death. I mean, Chris killing his sponsor in one of his last episodes before he dies. Chris killing his is like genuinely one of the most evil moments of the whole show. Like that's one of the most evil things anybody on the show did. Because in a lot of these killings, it is just like, soldiers killing soldiers. That one was just pure murder. That was justifiable? No, that one was not justifiable. That was just cold-blooded murder. First couple seasons of Adriana, she was a top TV beauty. First couple seasons, I would say all the way through. Meadow's probably the only good person on the show. I would even push back on that because there's instances throughout the show, like when Meadow tells Tony, what the fuck was that guy's name? I should know. It was literally one of the last episodes. Coco, that Coco guy, right? When Meadow tells, and that guy was a huge piece of shit, obviously, right? Like, fuck him. But Meadow knows what Tony does. So when Meadow tells him that, she knows what's coming. When Meadow tells Tony, what was another thing? When Meadow basically like forces Finn, shout to Finn, to tell Tony about Vito, she knows what's probably going to happen next. So I know, even though Meadow's like not as bad, I think she definitely knows when to use her dad. I will say this, AJ, definitely annoying as fuck character, right? I thought he was one of the better characters on the show. I saw a bunch of AJ hate. I always see it on Twitter. He's the worst character on the show. I thought his character made a ton of sense. Yes, he was annoying as shit, obviously. AJ reminds me of you? Okay. Yes, he was annoying as shit, obviously. But I thought his character was really, really well written. Who was the best character? Who is the... I mean, Junior's fucking hilarious. And then Junior gets sad, especially if you have had like family or anything like that with dementia or Alzheimer's. Like you remind me of Vito. All right. The last like few episodes with Junior are pretty fucking sad. Phil and Paulie. Paulie's great. I love when Paulie's on the screen. For sure. But you want to know who one of my I love Johnny Sacks. I think Johnny Sacks was the most respectable character on the whole show. In a lot of ways. Like, yeah, he does evil shit. Yeah, he like forces hit. He orders hits and stuff. But he felt like the most respectable man on the show. And his death was really sad too. Loves his wife, doesn't have any gumas. I like Johnny Sacks. Then fucking Phil comes in. And I love Phil too as a character. And Carmine, little Carmine. Little Carmine. Anytime little Carmine's on my screen, I know there's going to be some hilarious ass shit said. I know something hilarious is about to get said. The moment little Carmine pops up. Intervention. I mean, that's the thing about this show is people said it was funny. This show is genuinely hilarious. And it is like, it's aged really well. Obviously, any show that deals with bad people is going to be problematic. So I saw this one time on Twitter, whether or not this show can be made today. And I absolutely think it could. I think this show would stand the test of time. I think it could be made exactly the same way it was made back in the late 90s, and it would be fine today. Only reason I say that is because nothing these guys say is like supposed to be idolized. You know, it's not like they're making fun of somebody or they're saying some racist shit or they're being abusive. And it's like the point of the show is to be like, yeah, look how fucking sick these guys are. Like, look how sick it is that these guys are just being racist or like, you know, being abusive to their spouses or murdering an innocent. Like, that's never the point of the show. So I think it could work. Absolutely. The jacket. Richie was strange. I have to be honest with you. I don't know what it was. I could not wait for him to die. Like, that was one of the characters like, I can't wait for this guy to get off my fucking screen. No, it was definitely I mean, they definitely said racist shit. Absolutely, they did. And I mean, I think some of the funniest parts of the show were late seasons when the FBI agent turned to the like terror squad and just the pure blatant like Islamophobia that's happening. I'm saying it's funny, like just because of how absolutely ridiculous it is. They're not good people, but I think something they did better than Breaking Bad is by the end, Walter was so bad it was tough to watch. Yeah, but Tony reaches that point here, though. Tony is completely irredeemable. Completely irredeemable. What do you think of Uncle June as he lost his 2 marbles and Tony visits him? Oh, that was a great scene. I mean, that was heartbreaking. That's what I'm saying. If you've dealt with anybody in your family that's had Alzheimer's or dementia, like that's one of the most heartbreaking scenes of the whole show. Because deep down, Tony loves Junior. Like, really does. He really does love him. The level of evil on these shows doesn't even come close to the evil in the U.S. government. Yeah. Tony was way worse than Walter White. I mean, the whole point of like Breaking Bad is Walter White broke bad. Like Tony's just bad the moment the show starts. You know? At least like in Breaking Bad, you see Walt's dissension into being like Tony's just bad from the moment the show starts. Paulie was one of my favorite characters. Hilarious how obnoxious he was. Yeah, Paulie was hilarious. And dude, this show, the dream sequences, the almost sort of spiritual, supernatural moments in the show, so fucking cool, man. Like genuinely, so unique, so it just puts the show in a different category, in a different, realm of existence entirely. Because you do have to question it. There's parts in the show where you have to question, like, is there like a supernatural element? As stupid as that sounds. When Paulie sees Saint Mary or whatever. X can never be made today is such a hack take. Anything can be made as long as it's good and well written. People just out themselves as low media literacy, or like they want to hear slurs or something. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. So when people are like, Tropic Thunder couldn't be made today, it's like, yes, it could. Why the fuck couldn't it? Like Robert Downey Jr. being in blackface was like the joke of that whole movie. I rooted so hard for Dr. Melfi to tell Tony what happened to her. Dude, that was an incredible scene too. That changed, that scene, like, that's one of the most important scenes of the whole show. And you know what's crazy? I've only seen the show one time. I've only seen the show once. And I remember all of these scenes. Like, there's not a scene somebody's brought up in here where it's like, I don't really remember that. You remember all of these scenes. They're all just so incredible. There's not a moment that like has slipped through the cracks. Do you remember how they killed Vito? So, was there a metaphor there when they're beating the fuck out of Vito? Is there a metaphor? Because I do think there is. Yes, when when Phil Leotardo comes out the closet. Do you think the ending's supposed to be open-ended? No, I don't think there's a thing about the ending that's open-ended. He gets shot and killed. I don't even think that's up for debate. Honestly, I finished the show and I'm like, how is this even up for debate with anybody? What happened? He without a doubt gets shot. And like the only mystery is who did it? That's the only question. Who was it? Was it New York? Was it, fuck, it could have been the Russians that he pissed off? I always thought it was a bunch of random people who saw his threats because of how paranoid he is. Yeah, but that's part of it though. Like that whole last scene is purely from Tony's perspective. And he's watching all of these people walk in. A guy walks in with the members only jacket. And again, that was a thing in the episode 1 of that season. They talked about members only jackets. Someone making a move inside the family sanction from New York. Who knows? I think that was probably it. I mean, they kill Phil, right? They kill Phil Leotardo. But one of his little goons that was going to take over for him anyways probably was like, yeah, now's our chance. We've already killed Bobby. Silvio's dead or going to be in a coma, whatever. He's out the picture entirely. Vito's dead. Chris is dead. Like the only one left is Paulie. And Paul even had Paulie had these like weird moments of being like on the fence of the Phil death with the car running him over and saying crazy. In front of the wife and kid too. Damn. Bobby's death was great in the train store. Then they like you hear the screaming in the background and they keep cutting to these like still shots of the train figures. I'd watch The Sopranos now, but who would I talk to about it? I mean, a lot of people. I feel like anyone who's ever watched The Sopranos is just so ready to talk about it. God, it's such a good show. Jesus Christ. Maybe it is. Maybe it is the best show. You think Carmine might have done it? That's what's open-ended about the ending to me. Who did it? I don't know. The thing that it leaves you thinking, especially because in that scene, again, it's from Tony's point of view. You're seeing so many people walk through the door, and Tony's clocking all of them. The guy comes in the members only jacket. There's just so many different groups of people come in that you could kind of talk yourself into it, being like, oh, it could be them. It could have been them. There's no doubt he gets shot and killed there. None. Have you seen Andor yet? Oh, Andor's incredible as well. Absolutely. I haven't seen many Saints of New York, and I want to. I'll watch at some point, but I know people don't like it. I mean, you want to know? I was just trying to think. I was like, did anybody win in the end of the show? Like, did anybody's character arc? Shout out to Chrissy. What's my arc? That scene was fantastic. These rumors of LeBron and Dallas are so ridiculous. I know. I mean, we talked about it an hour ago. Trying to think, like Artie? But even then, his biggest customers have all been killed at this point. Meadow? Well, her dad just got murdered in front of her, presumably. Dr. Melfi's basically questioning her merits as a professional by the end of the show. No one wins and loses for long in that life. Eventually it catches up or kills you or ends up in jail. Yeah, I mean, that's like the point of the whole show. There's no winners. Everyone's a loser. And I like that even they show these people being losers. Like even some of their crimes and stuff aren't badass. It's just like, God, these guys are fucking dweebs, man. They're all fat. Like none of them are just like, superhero bodies. Like they're all fat. What'd you think of AJ? I think AJ is a really well-written character, honest to God. I think he perfectly encapsulates this sort of like fail son of a powerful, wealthy family. Is he annoying? Absolutely. He's annoying as fuck. But he's kind of supposed to be, though. What's your next series? I think I'm just going to try and watch movies. Get caught up on some movies and stuff. So anyways, you end up quoting the show once a week after watching it. It is such a quotable show. I think there were stretches where Uncle June was my favorite character. Like if Uncle June was on the screen, I just knew some funny ass shit was about to happen. I think especially right whenever he's on house arrest and he's stuck at home and Bobby's helping him out. Some of the funniest moments of the show. If you think about it, Patsy Parisi kind of wins. His son is engaged to Meadow, and he is one of the few surviving capos. Yeah, but then you have to imagine like he probably gets whacked at some point too. Uncle June seemed like a gimmick to me sometimes. I mean, I thought he was hilarious. And I thought he was a good like representation on the show because it does it too, where it's like Uncle June. We never see it, right? But it's told us this is this, well-respected guy who's been in the game for a long time, like feared, was there like at the peak, the heyday. And we just kind of see him be this fucking old man that nobody gives a shit about by the end of the movie, by the end of the show. The scene where Junior's watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. One of the funniest, maybe the funniest moment of the whole show. It's a TV program. Anyways, 10 out of 10 show. I'd recommend it to anybody. Anybody. No way Janice is a winner. For all of Janice's flaws, and there are fucking many, there was a stretch where I was like, dude, how much am I going to have to see Janice on my TV? Like, she was reaching that level of annoying as a character. Where it was like, dude, how many more scenes of Janice can I take? By the end of it, I think she did love Bobby. I mean, she was definitely being opportunistic. True, Furio, for all we know, did win. Yeah, Bobby's whole character arc was tragic. Another instance of Tony just being pure evil, reincarnate, irredeemable evil. Janice for Skylar from Breaking Bad. Who's worse? Well, Skylar was in it more. I always thought Skylar was overhated. Yes, annoying, very much so. Supposed to be annoying. Janice. God, this show is good, man. I still think, somebody said it earlier, I still think seasons 1 through 4 of Game of Thrones is the best TV ever made. But I don't even think it's fair. It's like every episode's a fucking movie, you know? Like it's not even like comparable, really. And if Game of Thrones even had a good ending, not great, not incredible, but just a good ending, I think it's the... I think it's the... Yeah, I've watched House of Dragon too. But the ending of that show is so terrible that it ruins it. Nothing about Game of Thrones is good. Come on, bro. The first few seasons were incredible. Like, there's nothing like it. But the ending is just so abhorrently bad. Battle of the Bastards. What was it? Winds of Kashmir? Is that what it was? Winds of Kashmir. The next episode, the finale of that season. It was all downhill from there. But that fucking episode, the first 7-8 minutes. You want to know what's Winds of Winter? Is that what it was? You want to know what's crazy? I was probably about 4 or 5 years late to Game of Thrones by the time I got into it. I somehow, some way did not know that the Red Wedding was coming. I had no idea. I nothing about that show got spoiled to me. I did not know Red Wedding was coming. Spoilers. I did not know Red Wedding was about to happen. I did not know Joffrey was going to die. I thought Joffrey was in the show the whole time. I'm not joking. I thought he was in the show the entire time. I thought he was like the main bad guy for the whole show. Like that when he died, I was like, what? Wait, what? So I knew that the Red Wedding episode was crazy. I knew that people talked about that episode specifically. I just didn't know what happened. So I remember my heart was racing, and it got to a point where I was like, oh, fuck. It got to a point where I was like, oh. And that's kind of how Sopranos was for me, Peebus, was like, I knew a lot of the key points and stuff that happened in the show, but it still was incredible. It's hard nowadays to not be spoiled with like TikTok and stuff. You watching the Dallas Cowboys Netflix documentary? No. Like, it's kind of hard to not be spoiled now. Sopranos greater than Game of Thrones? Absolutely. I would never watch Game of Thrones again. Full stop. I just never would. Just because I know how fucking horrible the ending is. It's just like a waste. It's just like, oh my God, this massive storyline about Jon Snow being a Targaryen. Oh, like, holy shit, this changes everything. And then it's revealed, and it's the baby, and then it cuts to Jon Snow's face close up. It's like, oh, this is like the most legendary moment. And then nothing fucking matters. It leads to literally zero things. I'm not joking, guys. It leads to nothing. Nothing comes of that. It's not even like, is it even recognized? Is it even addressed in the show? I was like, wait, wasn't like the whole point of the show for most of it? The prince who was promised? Like, what the fuck? The prince who was promised. That was also another thing with Jon. The prince who was promised, he didn't even do it. He wasn't even the one who killed the fucking Night King. What the fuck did Jon end up doing? No, think about it. Jon ended up doing nothing. And then, like, it would have been different to me if it was like, oh, Arya doing her no face thing or whatever it was called, like, was able to sneak in and infiltrate the White Walkers and was able to, like, because of that, was able to kill the Night King because of that. No. Arya, that shit basically went nowhere with Arya too. She only got to go back and kill what are they called? The Freys. The Wire's on my list. I'll get to it at some point. Jon being a target super key is basically the job interview that they had to figure it out so the author would let them make the show, and they fumbled it all. That led to nothing. That was like the biggest twist of the whole show. Was that reveal that Jon was a Targaryen. Nothing comes of it at all. And actually, you want to know what's crazy? Is I actually think Daenerys' turn to Mad Queen made sense to me. Like that one gets talked about. I actually think that one works. As crazy as it sounds, that one's like way down the list of my problems with the show. David with the 199. Watch Lost. I'm gonna take a break from shows. I'm just gonna watch movies for the time being. The Warg Stark don't forget his name, didn't do much, and making him king was random. Oh yeah, fucking Bran. That one made no sense either. I don't want to be king. Fucking fast forward. Bran the Broken. What a great name. Will you be our king? Bran, why do you think I came down here? It's like, why would anyone think you came down here for that? You literally said you didn't want to do it. And nothing has changed between when that happened and when this happened. So why the fuck would we think? It's like, what do you think? Why'd you think I come down here? No one knows. No one knows why the fuck he came down here. Nobody knows. God, they fucked that show up so bad. Jesus. And you all know what's funny? Is I like, for the longest time, I was coping with that. For probably like a year. I was like, it really wasn't that bad. Like, it all kind of makes sense. That's coping. I just couldn't believe it. No one has a better story than Bran the Broken. It's like, well, Jon's a Targaryen. So I'd say his story's actually pretty good. You know, get his ass in there. Hey guys, Bran, or Jon Snow is a Targaryen. He's got the blood to sit on the throne. He killed the Mad Queen. He did it. He killed her. She burned down the whole fucking city and he killed her. He saved us. That's a pretty good story. That is a pretty good story. Put his ass on the throne. No, he just gets sent off to the fucking north. What does he do? We don't know. He just walks the wall. What's going on past the wall now? I was actually wondering that. What are they doing past the wall now? So the Night King's dead. Do they still exist? What's the point of the wall needing to be there and then they're just going? Are they just going to go genocide young, wildlings? Like, I don't understand what's going on there. Like, what? Is it just an open air prison in the north now? Like, God. Oh my God. And don't even get me started on Jaime. This was actually the biggest crime of the whole fucking show. Straight up. Beyond, however you might feel about Daenerys, beyond the Greyjoy guy, how he just was a fucking joke by the end of the show. They introduced him to be like this mythical, this like the Greyjoy. What was his name? They introduced him to be like this mythical, almost magical enemy who like, no, not Theon. Balon, is that his name? Where it's like this guy might like control the ocean. Like, who the fuck knows with him? He's crazy. Euron. It's Euron. Yeah, Euron. He turns into a joke by the end of the show. Just turns into a complete and total joke. But Jaime, that's one of the best character arcs in anything I've ever seen. Jaime's. To go from Jaime early in the show being the biggest piece of shit on the show. Like nothing would have made you happier early in the show than Jaime getting killed. The biggest piece of shit. Irredeemable, gross, disgusting. And then just slowly, so slowly, they go brick by brick with Jaime. Brick by fucking brick to redeem his character. And it works. By the time he's in that like sauna thing, his arms cut off, he's having that heart-to-heart with Brienne of Tarth. And it's like, oh my God, like, I feel for Jaime. I feel for Jaime, like, seriously. Like, it got to that point where it's like, dude, I love this guy now. Like, I want him to go back to King's Landing and fuck up Cersei. Then he leaves. He's got his hand cut off. He leaves King's Landing and goes north. It's like, fuck yeah. Let's go, man. Incredible. I can't even begin to understand what they did with him. I cannot even begin to understand the thought process of what they did with Jaime at the end of that show. Has sex with Brienne of Tarth. Okay. Right, okay. I like their relationship more platonic, honestly. Just because it felt more of just like, almost like a sibling. Like Jaime's like, this is the family I like needed, almost, right? No, they got and Jamie with a family. Of course, he's gonna have sex with him. But like, okay, fine, whatever. Then he just leaves and goes back to King's Landing. And in my mind, right, I'm coping. At this point, you're coping. It's like, no, he's gonna go back and he's gonna kill Cersei. Like this is the end of his character arc. He's gonna go back to King's Landing and he's gonna kill Cersei. He goes back to King's Landing and gets crushed in the castle holding Cersei. What a fucking joke. What a complete joke. Like, genuinely horrible. God, it makes me mad to even think about. Because they did really do. They earned his character arc. They did. They earned it. By that point, up until they fucked it up, man, you feel for Jamie so like you even understand all the bad shit he did. Like it all kind of makes sense. And it worked so well. Like it was like, damn, they redeemed this guy from biggest piece of shit I've ever seen in television, kill him immediately, like on par with like Joffrey. That's how bad he was. That's how fucking bad he was early in the show. They went from that to that to like, what even just happened? He goes back to King's Landing, does nothing, and dies in the castle collapsing. What? Like, I don't even understand. Like, at that point, like I'm saying all this, it just sounds spiteful almost. Like, it honestly sounds like the writers were just getting spiteful at that point with the viewers. They're just like, fuck them. Let's make it as shitty as possible. None of what I'm saying is making sense. Cersei's whole hate for Tyrion is because he was given a prophecy. Tyrion, because she was given a prophecy that her younger brother would kill her. And technically, Jamie is the younger twin. They write his redemption and nothing. Tyrion turns into a little bitch, too. Like, Jesus Christ. I want to punt his ass across the fucking screen. If you told me they ruined the show on purpose, I'd believe you. Did anybody at the end of the show feel... Okay, so you guys see where I'm saying, right? You guys see what I'm saying now where I'm like, Daenerys going Mad Queen is just like so low down the list at this point. We're like, compared to everything else we just talked about, Daenerys going full Mad Queen is just like, yeah, actually, that actually was built up, honestly. We kind of established that she does have this rage streak within her, right? And she's kind of quick to turn it on. And all of her advisors in the past have been like, yo, chill the fuck out. Who was the guy who was madly in love with her and got grayscale? Jorah. Like that was her guy. Like, hey, don't do this shit. Tyrion has just gone like off the fucking deep end. God knows what he's got going on. All these people are gone. What's her name? Gets decapitated. Right. All right. We've established this now. Like, let's go. Honest to God, I think that her turn is fine. Anakin Lover defending the dumbass character turned to evil. But you see what I'm saying, though, B-Dot? Like, I've just listed all of these horrible, horrible, horrible plot lines. And it's like, Daenerys turning Mad Queen? I feel like that was pretty much set up throughout the course of the show. Did it happen too quickly? Sure. Absolutely. But it makes sense. It does. They built up to a point where that made sense to me. They gave an interview where they said the writing had to start appealing to wine moms and football fans, which explains it all. Normies would rather a toxic incest suicide than Jamie killing Cersei. But, like, that's not even true, though. I mean, like, I know a lot of, not wine moms, but wine drinkers, women wine drinkers. I know a lot of football fans and basketball fans. Everyone loved that show. Up until season 6, that show had a fucking 100% approval rating. Everyone liked it. And then, just like the Luka trade, it made sense, but we needed more. No. Oh, God, man. So frustrating. All of her most loyal confidants died or turned against her, so I can see how she felt that way, but it was still weird. That's what I'm saying. Like, they did build that up. They did. They made Dany look like a psycho woman who can't control her emotions. It was lazy. But like those seeds were planted throughout the course of the show, though. Like she had mean streaks. She had streaks where she was like, I'm gonna burn this whole fucking shit down. And her advisors had to be like, yo, don't do that. Like you need to be the people's queen. Like, don't do that shit. But she was going to do it. And then once all of her advisors were dead or flipped or whatever the case may be, then, it was open season. Personally, I think it's fine. I really do. John, horrible. I mean, what a waste. Jamie, a joke. Jamie's the biggest crime of the whole fucking thing. And then by extension, Brianna Tarth, too. Arya, I mean, Sansa. Like, Sansa had the best ending. Sansa had the best ending, right? Queen of the North. Queen of the North. I think I was Team Sansa at the time. Fucking joke. Pathetic. Dude, the White Walkers didn't even get to King's Landing? Seriously? Like, for real? All this whole show, and they don't even make it to King's Landing. They get killed in Winterfell? Are you fucking kidding me? They don't even make it to King's Landing. Seriously? Yeah, the White Walkers end up being a joke. Think about this. Most people in this universe don't even know that happened. Think about that. This is the biggest, throughout the course of the show, this is the biggest threat to humanity. Like, the whole point of the show is like, look at all this pointless fighting over land and power over this throne. Look at how pointless all of this shit is when there's this huge grave threat that's just threatening our existence that's going to come and kill us all. And we can't even focus on that because we're so focused on bickering and these pointless fights and grasps for power. Most of the show doesn't even know that shit existed, right? Like, Cersei they had to bring one to Cersei for them to even convince her. And even then she was like, meh, you guys got it. No, you guys are cool. We're not going down there. I mean, like, imagine they extend the show. They get their like, you want to establish a threat. And they kind of did this with, what was it, Hardhelm? Is that what it was called? Or, like, they get fucked up by the White Walkers. But I'm saying, like, you want to establish this threat. Dude, have them get fucked up in Winterfell. Like, have just barely anybody escape. Hardhome, yeah. Have barely anybody escape. And they're going back to King's Landing. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, everyone that Cersei had just kind of sent as envoys or whatever is like, yo, this shit's crazy. Like, this is bad. And then we can get, like, this big fight. Everyone's kind of working together. This big fight, which they inevitably win. Jon wins it. Has to be how it fucking happens. And then you can get into the political sort of like, we did it, we worked together. Cersei, being the evil person she is like, fuck you. Then you can go to that. It would have worked. Just watched a 3-cone video about the breakout candidates for every team. And he said, Max, for us, you agree? Think it could be someone else? Max Christie? Oh, yeah, sure. Sure. I don't know what other options would be, honestly. The final boss didn't even speak at all. And the villain had zero character development. I mean, the backstory with him was interesting, for sure. Again, it just ended up not mattering at all. And what the fuck was, like, Bran's arc was just pointless. Bran does nothing. What did Bran do in the course of the show? Because the Jon Snow stuff ends up not mattering at all. So Bran finding out that Jon's a Targaryen, nothing comes of it. What else did he even do? I'm trying to think now. Did he do anything at all? Like, I thought maybe there's a scenario where he takes over a dragon or some shit. Does nothing. He had a better story. Why do you think he's here? Oh, man, that shit makes my blood boil. That shit makes my blood boil. Why do you think I'm here? We have no clue. You said you didn't want to be king, so we have actually no clue why you're here. Oh, now you want to be king? And you want to be king the whole time? Because you have the best story. Who has a better story than Brand the Broken? Oh. Well, that just... what the fuck was the point of everything I just watched then? Because you just said you didn't want to do it. So, anyways. They made it bad to remake it in 20 years for fat cash. That could be an interesting theory. Dude, it was so bad and so poorly received. I thought there was a possibility that HBO could be like, should we hire someone to fix this? Like, should we retcon this shit? Just be like, hey guys, past season 5, past season 6, throw it all out. We're redoing it. I thought that was I thought that was a possibility. Where I was like, they might do that. We'll see what happens with House of the Dragon. I think House of the Dragon's been good so far. So, and next season's the last season, right? Or are they doing multiple more seasons? 4 seasons. Overall, I like House of the Dragons. They did a much better job of this in season 2, but the story is Rhaenyra versus Aegon. Alicent was great in season 1, but way too much involved her. I'd honestly have to do a little refresher course on it. So, like, why I think season 2 worked for House of Dragons is what's his name? Daemon. I fucking love Daemon's arc. And the thing is, people really hated Daemon's arc. I thought Daemon's arc was great. I thought Daemon's arc was like genuinely classic Game of Thrones shit. And it's like one of those things that it only kind of really clicks when you like rewatch it over the course of a whole season versus episode to episode, if that makes sense. Like when he's in that haunted Luigi's mansion, I thought that was sick. I thought that was really good. And by the end of it, you're looking at his character like, all right, I get Daemon. I get it why he's the way that he is. I get everything. Like, let's fucking go. I'm ready to rock with Daemon. This guy's a mystery. I have no clue what the fuck's going on with him. By the end of this, I'm like, all right, I'm in. All right, we'll close out this stream with a little Letterboxd update. Little Letterboxd update. He fucked his niece. Dude, it's Game of Thrones. Everyone's fucking everyone. Chance of you coming back if there's a significant trade. All right, I'll the moment there's a significant trade, I'll go live. Did I ever talk about Crazy Stupid Love on here? So I've got a lot of new movies. I've been watching them. I've been watching a lot of movies lately. Crazy Stupid Love is funny. Really, really funny. Fucking genuinely really funny. Just a fun, stupid movie to watch. You know, I'm pretty much... Ryan Gosling's almost got a 100% approval rating with me. He's just good. Yeah, the climax of that movie is so funny. All right, let's start here. Goodfellas. Watched it on my birthday night. First time I've seen Goodfellas. Finally got around to watching it. 5-star, 10 out of 10. One of the best movies I've ever seen. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. This is a masterpiece, right? This is something, look, I'm not a cinephile. I don't fucking make movies or anything like that. But whenever I make videos and like longer videos, I think about pacing in them quite a bit because it's important. This is an absolute masterpiece when it comes to pacing. This movie spans like 40 years and it goes from Henry Hill being a kid to being like in his 20s, I'm guessing, and you know, being a piece of shit degenerate, obviously, but making a lot of money, living a life, then going to prison, and everything just kind of going on the downturn, and then the ultimate like crash out at the end. Over the course of 40 years, The pacing is so fucking fast, so breakneck, that if Scorsese fucked it up one time, if there was one misstep where it was like the beat, just like he missed one beat, it would have been done. It's like this movie's like, have you seen those like Guitar Hero clips? What's that song they play on Guitar Hero? Where it's like through the fire and flame on the highest difficulty, and these guys are, and if they miss one, the whole thing's just ruined. That's how this movie was. It was Scorsese getting a 100% on Through the Fire and Flames on Guitar Hero. I mean, it just works so well. And fuck, this movie's sick. And there's something about mobster movies, man. How do you not like mobster movies? Huh? How do you just not like a gangster movie? They're always so quotable. They're just aura farming the whole time. This movie didn't really have a lot of aura farming moments. It's always funny watching old movies before edits or things on TikToks, because you watch some like shit Netflix movie now, and there's moments where it's like, they definitely want that to be an edit on TikTok. Like the producer's sitting down, the director's like, all right, and if we just hold this frame right here, like let's get some smoke coming up behind him. Hey, hold your gun up like this, like and smoke a cigarette. It's like we're gonna aura farm a tiny bit. Julian with the $4.99. I'm still convinced I saw you working the Minions line at Universal Studios. You are a GOAT legend. It made my whole vacation worth it. Well, I'm happy to hear that made your whole vacation worth it. I'm not happy to inform you that was in fact not me. But good, but overglazed, honestly. Goodfellas. I mean, Pesci was so incredible in this too. Tommy's just like one of the funniest characters. But it's just the same thing with like Sopranos and all these other movies where it's just like, in these type of shows where it's like, all these people are pieces of shit. They all suck. They're all irredeemable humans. They're all awful people. But you root for them and you like them. And when the movie's over, you're like, damn, I miss hanging out with that crew. And also another thing too, by the time, yeah, Casino's on my list. By the time, yeah, I saw Chrissy get murdered again. By the time the movie's coming to an end, just say this, it is what it is, right? Let's just be honest with each other. From personal experience. The final act of that movie is one of the best interpretations of cocaine in any movie you'll ever see. In anything you'll ever see. The just constant state of paranoia, and there's no like euphoric high. There's no like being high feeling. There's no like, oh, you feel so good. You feel fucking terrible. You're paranoid as hell, and you're just chasing that endlessly. Perfectly encapsulated. Perfect. What a good movie. One of my favorites. One of my favorites I've ever seen. 5-star B dot. Let's go. I give this movie a 3.5. I like it, but I just don't feel invested in any of the characters. Really? I mean, I love all the characters. Pesci goated performance, Home Alone. I mean, De Niro, dude. De Niro is unbelievable. I've never been a big movie guy, and I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to get involved in the movie stuff. So, De Niro, I know he's good. I think I had this thing where for some reason the movies I was seeing was like late De Niro. But going back, watching some old movies that De Niro's in, god damn. Is he the GOAT? Is he the best to ever do it? He's got to be up there. He's so menacing in this. I mean, Jimmy is so scary in this show. In this movie. But he never, outside of like freaking out after Tommy gets killed, he never like has a blow up. He's never yelling at anybody. They have that scene right after the heist. They're in that bar. Fucking hilarious scene. And they're all coming in. That guy bought the pink car. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? I told you not to buy it. It was a wedding gift. And then the other guy comes in and his wife has the mink jacket on. He tells him to take it off. That's a funny scene, But then you just know. You just know it's going to happen. And then those guys get murdered brutally. They're just such a menacing character. Good Will Hunting is a movie that is so hyped up. Even when I finally watched it, I lived up to the hype. I mean, that's how like Godfather was to me. I went into it thinking there's no way this movie's going to be this good. No way. All right. Other movie I watched. Alien. Finally getting around to the aliens. This movie's an absolute masterpiece. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Masterclass of a movie. Incredible. Dude, this aesthetic, this is why I really like... This is why Andor is so good too. I love the retrofuturism vibe. I love it. Like when like the 70s and 80s takes on space. I think it's such a fucking cool aesthetic. I think it's such a cool aesthetic. In this movie, like the set design and everything. I don't want to get like this type of person, but it's like you watch something like this, you watch some of the older Star Wars movies. I mean, you watch Andor. And it's like, God, these sets are so cool. Like, this is so much cooler than CGI. But I understand, though, like, CGI, you can do certain things that you couldn't do. Like, obviously, the alien scenes themselves. I was actually reading up on this, that, like, the part of the reason why the alien is barely in this movie is, one, to build up, like, tension, and you don't even really know what it looks like. But it's also because, like, they couldn't do half the shit they wanted to do because of, like, the technology and stuff. But then it kind of makes you think like that almost ended up working in their favor because it is so freaky. Do you even see the full body of the alien in like just a shot? I don't think you do. The only time is at the end when Ripley's in her like escape pod thing, and the like the lights are flashing and the alien's like moving there. Oh, that was so creepy. That was so fun, and that like sends shivers down my spine. Even talking about it right now, that was so unsettling. Like he's like laying there. Oh, that creeped me the fuck out. Like imagine in this universe, it's not like snakes. It's these gigantic aliens, the perfect murdering machines that are just like in the crevices of your house. Ugh. The way it's moving. Oh, that scene is just sends shivers down my spine. But dude, this movie is so good. I think my name on here is just slightly biased. I'm pretty sure. Are you a horror movie enjoyer? No, I mean, I'm not like a horror movie connoisseur. I've seen them. You know, they are what they are. I don't think they're like particularly good. I think most horror movies are bad, like straight up. And it's just like, yeah, there's good scary scenes in it, but by and large, as a whole movie going experience, they're usually pretty terrible. Even like the scary ones. You know, I actually rewatched Insidious not too long ago, and I thought that was the scariest movie I've ever seen. And there was really scary moments, but like I found myself over the course of the movie like, this movie kind of sucks. But like the scary stuff is scary, but like this movie is just kind of like shitty. Like I don't care about any of the other stuff going on in this movie. Get us to like the next scary Darth Maul jump scene or whatever. Is that Sinister or is that Hereditary? I always forget. No, I haven't seen Hereditary. I do want to watch Hereditary. The A24 ones are different. I think Alien would be like an A24 today. Don't you think? Kind of like the artsy horror movie. But dude, yeah, this movie's so good. It's so cool. It just looks so badass, man. And what's crazy about this is like, it's not, I love the fact that it's in space, but like it doesn't use, you wouldn't really know for most of the movie that they're in space, but I love the fact that they are in space. It makes it cooler. It makes it even scarier because it's not like they can go, it's like, a lot of this movie feels like a haunted house movie in a way, where it's like the demon's in the house, but like there's no getting out. There's no opening the door and running out into the front yard. Like you're in fucking space. You're stuck in here. There's no leaving it. And you're stuck with this alien that you know nothing about. And it just bursted through that guy's chest. It just sucked this guy's face. Its blood just burned through the entire ship. Good, strong female character back before it was cool. Oh, dude, Ripley is such a badass with this. I was reading up on this too, and it's crazy. Like, they wrote this script, and everybody in the script was unisex when they wrote it. It's kind of crazy to think about like that. They're like, whenever they were originally writing the script, nobody was written with like, this is going to be a woman in mind. They just wrote the characters. Incredible. But yeah, this is, and hate to do this woke shit, but this is like, this movie is a perfect example. Like, you don't have to do any like cringy shit in your movie to make like a badass woman character. And if you make the badass woman character, nobody's going to give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, who doesn't like Ripley? She's incredible. Literally, yeah, exactly. Write the characters well. It doesn't have, it's really not hard. You don't have to jump through hoops and ladders. I guess that's, you know what? I guess that's kind of true. If Alien came out today, I think you definitely have people who'd be like, and Ripley, like, we're supposed to believe her. This woman did it? Like, there'd definitely be people like that. For sure there would. But then you'd watch the movie and be like, dude. That's low-key. That's kind of low-key how I feel about... I'm looking at my letterbox. I see Thunderbolt. That's low-key how I feel about Thunderbolt, too. Because Florence Pugh is a badass in that movie. Which is funny because Marvel's like been guilty of this in the past. Of just like trying to hand-fist it a little bit. And it's like, all right. Like, you're kind of working against yourself here. You want to know who the most badass woman character is in any show I've seen, anything I've seen recently? Bix. I saw that she might be, the actress who plays Bix might be Wonder Woman. Sign me up. From Andor. God, Andor's so good. Andor might be a 10 out of 10. I'm trying to think of something I don't like about Andor. I think Andor's a 10 out of 10. God damn, that show's good. It's Carrie-Anne Moss and Matrix, not even close. I want to I've seen all the Matrix movies, but it was so long ago. I want to go back and rewatch them. So anyways, Alien, masterpiece of a movie, dude. So cool. And it's scary. It's like, There's definitely a few jump scares here and there, but it's not a jump scare movie. But it is so tension packed, man. When that dude, what's his name? I forgot. I like, their names are kind of blanking on me. But when that dude is trying to get the cat, and the cat does live, by the way. When that dude's chasing down the cat, and he's in like that, I don't even know what that was. Like, it was like a warehouse inside the ship where there's like water dripping. So creepy. And it's just like zoomed in on his face. And I'm pretty sure in the background you can hear like a heartbeat sound effect. Like, there's like a heartbeat. There's a heartbeat sound throughout the entire part of this movie. The chain sounds. Jesus Christ. And nothing comes of it. I don't think he dies there. Spoiler. Everyone dies but Ridley. Not really, Ripley. Blade Runner's on my list, absolutely. I've seen Blade Runner 2048, loved it. Never saw the original one. Blade Runner 2048, Aura Farming. All right, speaking of Aura Farming, I also watched this movie, 1962 flick. We're going back. Like, some of these movies are old that I'm going to try and get into. Black and white. I like black and white movies. I've seen them before. 2048, what did I say it was? Whatever. 2049, all right, whatever. I was talking about the prequel. This movie right here, Ega, by Arch Hall Sr., 1962 film. Oh, they don't even have the trailers up. This was a random movie. So this was, I don't know. I was looking for something short, and I was on Letterboxd and just like randomly searched for a movie, and this one popped up. This is the worst movie I've ever seen. Okay.
From ancient Genesis to the modern screen, is the name written in blood. Ega!
Ega!
Just call you on the phone.
All right, no, I want you guys to notice something here about this.
I could just call you.
So you hear how he's singing this, and this is a scene in the movie. She's just swimming around the pool, and he's like singing on the guitar. You'll notice, listen to it. What do you notice? It's just him, right?
On the phone. The code.
So this scene, he has a band. That scene, no band, no background vocalist, but it's a full-ass song coming out. Now, that's whatever. That could be an artistic choice. I don't know. But there's another scene where they're stuck in the desert, and he has an acoustic guitar, and he starts singing, and a whole-ass song is happening with the background vocals, with drums, all of it. And I'm just like, is this like an artistic choice? I don't really understand. There's a lot of songs. It's not a musical, but there's like 7 songs in this movie.
Thrilled to the newest recording star, Arto Jr. Oh, the scream in this way. See ravishing Marilyn Manning in a thrilling, chilling story.
All right. Full stop. How long is this movie? 92 minutes, hour and a half. This movie could have been 10 minutes. Okay. At least 40 of those 90 minutes are this right here. Of this fucking caveman guy doing this. Zooms in on his face.
The last of the prehistoric giants sees his first girl, Noah.
This is 50 minutes of the movie.
Sacrifice his ageless beard for her love. Desert.
Oh yeah, uncomfortable rape scene. Well, very long. Oh, that guy's what's his name? Richard Keel. Yeah, he's like pretty famous. He's in like 007 movies and shit. I think he died like recently, right? In The Longest Yard. But anyways, this movie was so bad that it is like teetering on so bad that it's kind of enjoyable. Like there's almost something you could take from it. So I did heart it. I did like it, but it's really one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I mean, there's points throughout this movie where like they're in the desert. The caveman takes over. The caveman kidnaps. She's like driving down the street and almost runs over the caveman. She faints out of fear. The caveman leaves. She's like, I saw this caveman. I saw this giant. Everyone's like, you didn't see a giant. Giants don't exist. And she's like, no, I swear. And then they're like, okay, I believe you. And then her dad and that her love interest, that kid, go out into the desert to try and find him. Mind you, this is 1960. There's no phones. There's no cell phones. They just drop the dad off in the middle of the fucking desert. And he's like, I'll meet you back here in 2 days. It's like, what? And then they just like drive around in their dune buggy. It's like, huh? What's going on? The dad gets kidnapped by the giant, gets held in the cave. They go looking for him. The girl ends up getting kidnapped by the giant as well. There's then 40 minutes when they're in the cave where it's just zoom ins on the giant's face. And he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's like entire 30-second shots. Whoa. Well, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Can we move on to the next fucking thing, please? We get it. That's how I speak to women too. And then there's an uncomfortable, like, I don't really understand what the point of this, where this was going to go. Because, yeah, what is the 5-star review? Do you think Joe Biden has seen Ega? It's very possible. Anyways, what a horrible piece of shit. But it is so bad that it's good in a weird way. I will say there's a funny scene in here where like the love interest, he's a musician and he starts playing a song at the end. They're having a party at the end, right? And he has a song. And the dad, I mean, this is from 1960. And the dad's like, what is this slang these kids are using? And it's like, the guy's like, I got my dad's wheels today. We're going to go swing. And he's like, what are you saying to me, boy? And it's like, this is nice that this is still how, you know, old people have interacted always throughout human history, probably. That's how I felt about Twilight. I was laughing the whole time. Twilight is a better movie. I promise you, Twilight's a better movie than this by a lot. Like, this is just a piece of shit. Nothing is good about it. None of it. The acting is atrocious. It looks horrible. The sound doesn't make sense. It'll be like gust of wind blowing. And it's like no trees are moving. Nothing's happening. I'm not sure why you clicked it. I just needed like a 90-minute sort of, just wanted something. I'm happy I watched it though. I really am. All right, next on the list. Watched this one yesterday. Watched these last two that we're going to talk about like yesterday. Little Miss Sunshine, 2006. Gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Gave it a 7 out of 10. I liked it. Real fun, real cute, you know, funny. I thought this would be a little bit more sad. I don't know. This movie wasn't sad to me in any way. Too low? I think it's okay. I think it's good. It's touching, right? It is a touching movie. Like, there's touching scenes and stuff like that. Coming of age, love yourself, fuck everybody else, you know, that type of stuff, right? I have a friend who says this is the best movie ever made. It is a good movie. I mean, it's really good. It's funny. Yeah, it's funny when you guys were talking about Hereditary. I didn't want to spoil that we were going to talk about Little Miss Sunshine. But the like little gang in the van, it is really funny. It's just like this dysfunctional ass family, and everybody's just a freak, right? I would even say to an extent a little girl with the obsession with pageantry or whatever. The kids love, you know, kids like weird shit all the time. But like Paul Dano's character, and I was talking about this with someone today because I was talking about this movie. Paul Dano's character, hilarious, right? And I was talking about how like, yeah, the movie didn't really make me that sad. And they're like, well, Paul Dano's character, like finding out he's colorblind and can't go be a fighter pilot or whatever, is sad. I was thinking to myself, no, that needed to happen. That guy needed a fucking reality check. He goes 9 months without saying a word. He took a vow of silence and went 9 months. He's 15 years old. Went 9 months without speaking to anybody. He needed a fucking reality check. But no, he was good. Steve Carell was incredible in this movie. And the dad, Greg Kinnear, is that his name? The dad was hilarious, dude. This guy's just always in like this guy's just like always in stuff, huh? The point of his character is teenage doing stupid shit. I know, but I'm saying like I didn't find it sad. He needed the reality check. Oh, B-Dot gave it a 4. A beautifully tragic and hopeful movie. This one makes you cry and laugh and smile, all while teaching you a valuable lesson. Being beautiful isn't about your looks. It's about imperfections we all have. That's beauty. That is. Let's leave it a like. That really is the message of the movie, and it is beautiful. You know? I mean, we'll get into spoilers, so close your ears if you haven't seen this yet. Would I recommend seeing this? Yeah, I would. It's fun. It's, you know, funny. I will say, I was leaning 8. A reason why I knocked it down to 3.5, 7. The pageant scene makes me uncomfortable. And I know it's like, I get that they're like kind of playing on how stupid this shit is, right? And it's funny, like when all of the girls are like doing the routines, everyone in the crowd just looks like a freak, and then this family's just so uncomfortable. But it couldn't help. I couldn't help but feel madly uncomfortable. Like, it was just a little bizarre, especially when she starts doing her routine. It's just a little like, oh. See, like, that's something I don't know how this would be received today in light of a lot of recent things, to be honest with you. But it was hilarious. I mean, when they're like the fucking car, the transmission gets fucked up and they have to push the car to get to 20 miles an hour, and then the horn gets stuck. I mean, I was laughing my ass off. That stuff is hilarious to me. They got the grandpa's spoilers. They got the grandpa's dead body in the trunk. They got the grandpa's dead body in the trunk, and the cops pull him over, and they open the trunk, and the porn magazine's fall out. I mean, that was genuinely hilarious. Funny ass movie. It was way funnier. It was way funnier than I thought it was going to be, and way less sad than I thought it was going to be. If that makes sense. And you want to know something? I used to think this movie. I used to think the little girl had cancer or something. I thought that was the whole point of the show. I thought it was something like she had cancer and it was like her last wish. Like, that's why I was always just like, ugh, I don't know if nothing like that. All right. So I don't know why I thought that. Nothing like that at all. So if you had those concerns similar to me, don't hesitate. All right. Last one from yesterday. Now, to be fair, listen, I need you guys to understand something. I added all of these movies into a list, like some of the most iconic movies ever that I wanted to see. Right? They're into a list. There's going to be some in here. Separate the art from the artist. The person who made this movie is a gigantic piece of shit. All right? And honestly, the person who made this movie, being the person who made this movie, makes this movie even darker than it already is. Like, it honestly had me feeling so uncomfortable. At the end, like, it just even sits with me today. No, it's Roman Polanski, Chinatown. So first, like, this movie's incredibly good. Like, it is very good. Very good movie. Yeah, even worse person. Well, I mean, it's not the bad person Olympics, but yeah, they're both competing for high medals. I'll tell you that much. But damn, this movie's fucking good. So I looked into this because I was like, Jack Nicholson had to win an Oscar, right? There's no way Jack Nicholson did not win the Oscar for this shit. $1975 Oscars. Jack Nicholson in this movie, which was incredible. I mean, this was like one of the best acting performances I've seen. And again, I'm not super well versed, but one of the best acting performances I've seen. He's in every single scene. Like there's not a scene that does not have Jack Nicholson in it. He's in every single scene. He's so good. He's I can't say I've seen, like, I've seen like The Shining and stuff. I don't know how many like peak Jack Nicholson movies did you see in theaters? Yeah, it came out in 1974. I was there at the premiere. I can't say I've seen like too many, especially like peak Jack Nicholson movies. God damn, he's good. Especially around this time. He just exuded aura. Like, he just had a ton of aura, man. It's funny because in my brain, I just see like 90-year-old grandpa Jack Nicholson. It's like, this guy was an A-lister. Like, had all the looks and everything. And I'm like, really? Jack Nicholson? Then you see this, he's like, oh yeah, he's a dog. He's aura farming throughout this entire movie, by the way. Yeah, he won for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which I think came out, if not the same year, then the year after of Chinatown. But anyways, I went and I looked, the 1975 Oscars, it was Jack Nicholson in Chinatown, another actor in the category, fucking Al Pacino from Godfather 2. And neither of them won. Who ended up winning it again? 1975 Oscars Best Actor. It was Art Carney from Harry and Tonto. Art Carney from Harry and Tonto over Al Pacino from The Godfather 2. And Jack Nicholson in this. Anyways, dude, this movie's incredible. Like, it really is. But like, all right, spoiler alert. I'll get into it without like just diving too deep into detail about this whole entire movie. And you have to like, you would have to. It's like a mystery, right? Murder mystery type of movie, noir movie. There's a lot of plot twists. The plot twists are really good, in my opinion. They all work. Basically, by the end of it, the movie's like climax is finding out the dad basically did incestual rape on his daughter, and they had a kid, and that kid sort of sparked this entire thing. And this movie's not very happy. I'll tell you that much. You're not leaving this movie feeling like, oh, I feel good about the world. This movie will have you feeling fucking terrible. And then the fact that it was made by Roman Polanski just adds to it. But damn, it's good though. It's a damn good movie. Some very quotable lines. I mean, I think a timeless movie, and its messaging too, where it's just like money, power, it'll trump all in the end. Sometimes you're fighting a winless battle, and standing up to it is there's nothing you can do. That's the overarching theme of this whole movie. What's the quote? I wrote down one of the quotes. The dad says it. And it's so evil. It's so fucking evil. But this dad is just like super wealthy, very powerful. So that most people never have to face the fact that at the right time and the right place, they're capable of anything. Ugh, what a freak. And mind you, this was justifying him murdering somebody and raping his daughter. I started Godfather 1 and 2 late last night and fell asleep on 2. You started them both late last night? Were you up all night? Sylvester Stallone's Rocky beat out De Niro and Raging Bull for Best Actor. Not sure about Best Picture. I mean, Pacino not winning for Godfather 2 is just insane. I mean, Jack Nicholson not winning for this is crazy. I feel like he wins for this almost any other year. Ugh. So anyway, that was my letterbox update. That was fun. All right, that'll be it for me. I don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about tomorrow now. We might get to a point where it's one every 3 days, or one every other day. Side top 100 list, dude. That will take me so long. That's like a whole summer project. All right, I guess I know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Become a TV show or movie critic channel. Do you guys enjoy that? I mean, I think it's fun. Have you seen The Revenant? Leonardo DiCaprio's only Best Actor role? No, I have not seen that. God, Sopranos is so good. I'm like honestly so sad. I'm done with it. Like I'm genuinely depressed that I won't be going back to North Jersey anytime soon. Watch Parasite. Your commie ass will love it. Parasite's on my short list. Every time I'm about to watch a movie, Parasite's on like, should I just do Parasite? You know what? Hey, join the Discord. Join the Discord. I'll tweet out. I'm going to make a channel. I'm going to make a channel on the Discord. Slightly Movie Club. Okay? I'm making a channel on the Discord right now. And every night, or not every night, but anytime I'm about to watch a movie, I'll send in there what movie I'm about to watch. And then we can talk about it as one big happy family. Okay? Hereditary's on the list. That's like a day thing. I have to be honest with you. I'm kind of a pussy with that stuff. It's a day thing. Like, I have to just like... You know, like I can't, like I have to be real with you, bro. I'm like scared. If you want to see Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin get chased by a grizzly bear for 2 hours, watch The Edge. But I also want to mix in, like, I don't want to just watch like all-time timeless 5 out of 5 movies. Even though that is fun. I want to sprinkle in some, like, you know, popcorny movies or even some shit movies here and there. Yeah, like popcorny fun movies. I need more 3 and 2 stars. Yeah, that's the thing, is I don't want to be that guy on Letterboxd. You know what I mean? I want a reputation to uphold. Wait, so here's what I do. On my watch list, I export my watch list. It works way better on my Mac. Like, this is horrible. Anyways, I export it and it turns into a table. And then I'll do a random number generator and I'll do it 3 times and I'll pick between those 3 as to which one I'm going to watch. It's fun. I can't wait to watch Fantasia. I used to love this movie as a kid. I've loved this movie. And before you make any jokes, since it came out in 1940, it was on VHS, right? My family had it on VHS. So before you make any fucking jokes, just knew I was setting myself up there. And we're going back. I got almost every Kurosawa movie. That's not it. Almost every single one, I think. I want to watch all of them. His movie Dreams is one of my favorite movies ever. So cool. So cool. And it said, like, so Letterboxd will like recommend you movies based off your interest. And I have to say, and I don't have a problem with it, right? My interest in like love for Moonlight led to me getting almost every single year I'd go in, it would be like a gay, you know, coming of age movie. And it got to the point where I was like, all right, I need to like, I can't, not every movie I watch should be like this. So I had VHS. I did have VHS. Dude, his movies just look so cool. I mean, look at the lighting on just on that still. I know this movie's gonna be incredible. Just aura to the max. This movie is so good, dude. Oh my god.
Thrilled audiences around the world. His films have inspired George Lucas.
All right, well, copyright claim. B-Ball Breakdown tweeted the fake LeBron trade, saying people are promoting it. Look at that. Look at that. I watched Sandlot. I have an unpopular opinion about sports movies, and Sandlot's included in there, to be completely and totally honest with you. I think most of them to me are just like, I don't know what it is, man. I cannot do them. I can't do them. I don't know and I think Sandlot might be because I saw that movie so much growing up. No, I remember the Titans is like on the top of my list of movies I just don't like at all. I don't know what it is. I genuinely have no clue what it is. Confirmed racist? Chill out. I think it's like I really don't know what it is, man. Sports movies just don't hit with me. Yeah, you want to know what? You actually, you want to know what I think it is? Honest to God. And We Are Titans might be this because it's a movie about high school football. I was so traumatized by my football playing career in middle school. I hated it so strongly. Like, genuinely hated playing football so much. So much I hated it. And now that I'm thinking about it, I hate football movies. I don't really like Rudy. I hate it. I hate those like, oh, we feel so good, Rudy. Rudy's gonna do it. I think I hate just like how the progression of sports movies. It just becomes just like, ugh. No one believed in him. We know. No one fucking believes in him. Like that's how we get it. Nobody believed in him, and then he worked really hard, and then he did it. Like, I'm sorry. I get it. I know. Draft Day's terrible. Yeah. Okay, Moneyball's different, though. Moneyball is barely Moneyball is a sports movie, but it's different, though. It's a different type of sports movie. I like Miracle, even though Miracle does the same thing. And I don't love Miracle, but I like Miracle because it is like you don't really see a lot of hockey movies like that, and there's like the historic undertones. I've heard F1's good, and I do want to watch it though. Now I will say, like I like goofy sports movies. I think that's like like Mike. I like Mike. White Man Can't Jump. I like that movie too. I like the funny, goofy ones. I think it's just like, and it's usually the football movies. They're like, he didn't believe in us and we worked really fucking hard and then we did it. That's just like we get it, man. We get it. OG Space Jam. I mean, Radio is the same exact thing. Is it not? All of the sports movies are like that. All the football movies are like that. Friday Night Lights is a little bit different though, isn't it? I've never seen it, but isn't it more of like a teen drama than it is like a sports movie? We triumphed against all odds, even though nobody believed in us. Whiplash isn't a sports movie, but it's a he worked really hard movie. Well, that's different, though. I feel American sports are more likely to become a movie. There's very little movies about football, despite it being the biggest sport. I think it's because like in American football movies, it is like this. It's usually just like a metaphor of like the American spirit. It's like we're trying really hard, and if you just dig deep and just work really hard and harder than everybody else and go and be a good boy at your slave job, then like you'll be good. That's all you have to do. Football is not the biggest sport. It has the most amount of TVs on. No, I think you meant like football. Oh, well, I did love Mighty Ducks growing up. I fucking loved Mighty Ducks. Maybe it is just football movies. Like all these movies we're talking about, I'm like, well, I did like the baseball ones for the most part. And I did like God, there was this movie when I lived at my grandparents. My grandpa would always have it on. Oh, Kevin Costner, who's in every fucking baseball movie ever made. He's like 50 years old and he's pitching a perfect game. Does anyone know the name of that movie? Anyone know what movie I'm talking about? Is it called Perfect Game? Is it The Rookie? I don't think it's The Rookie. Sex in the City. It's not The Rookie. How many baseball movies is Kevin Costner in? At least 3, right? Rookie, Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams. Bull Durham. Draft Day. Draft Day is so bad, dude. Oh, I think it's For the Love of the Game. Yeah, it's For the Love of the Game. I did love this movie growing up. And, Mr. 3000's classic as well. Yeah, it's just football movies. I hate all of them. Rudy, garbage, piece of shit movie. I hate it. What are some of the other ones? Remember the Titans? I just don't like it. I don't know what it is. I don't like Remember the Titans. Like I'm talking about all these other sports movies. I'm like, I like that one. Blindside. Oh, I've seen Blindside, but I don't really remember it. I think I like Blindside. Again, that's like a different. That's more of like a character focused movie than it is just like no one believed and then we did it. All right. Well, today's stream was fun. I didn't expect it to be this long. 3 hours and 14 minutes. Jesus. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Fun stream. Fun stream. Fun stream. Fun stream. Fun stream. I'm pretty sure we'll be live tomorrow. I'm really not sure what we're going to talk about. Well, I mean, we'll figure it out. All right, folks. Thank you all for coming out. All of the OGs, guys, know them very much. You could have spent your Tuesday anywhere in the world. You decided to spend it here. New subscribers. I promise you guys will not regret it. Donations, members, you never have to do that, but it helps out tremendously. It makes me feel so good. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I will chat with you all later. Join the Discord if you want to join in the movie club. All right, love you all. Bye.